Ladies and gentlemen, make way as we introduce the man with all the moves. Let's hear it for Mickey. Do it, Mickey.
There ain't no mercy in the games I play. I'm exceptional in every way. Number one is what I aspire. Better step back. I'm breathing fire. Can't take the heat, step out of the sun. You gotta be hard just to be number one. Step up and bow your head to the master. I'm on the scene and ain't nobody faster.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Grindbin. I'm Mike Wood.
I'm Bobby Trippett.
I'm Michael Tanner.
And I'm Shane.
And today we're talking about 1991's Breathing Fire.
We can't do anything until we find the missing piece of pizza.
Hey, Bobby, I got the money.
Yeah, I made the team. But you're a hooker.
Get that goddamn thing out of your mouth.
I didn't say it, knocker. I don't know. Spooky got no real rhythm.
We're gonna play a little game, baby.
I just love funny games. Get a little girl all hot and horny.
This is Los Angeles.
Oh, the hell with women's live. I'm horny. And maybe Daddy wouldn't have had to kill himself because he couldn't get it up anymore.
What a shame.
It's for jacking off. Come on, just step on the gas before we get creamed. And more.
So guys, we're here talking about a movie. Now, Tanner, this is what I love about this, is that you were excited to join us for this movie because you started watching the movie, but you have infamously told me, I think it's mostly off mic, that you hate when we cover movies that are even in the 80s in this show.
I think the upper limit for Grindbin episodes should be 1983. Nothing past that. In 1991, by God, what are we even doing here?
At this point, two of the greatest movies we've ever covered are after that, which is Mind Trap and Breathing Fire.
Well,
It's true. I'd argue though, that the show can also cover things that are kind of related to Grindhouse films.
And these feel like they take place in the same kind of like drug-induced fever dream. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It has the same like feel to it.
Oh, yeah. And just so you know, everybody, before we get into this episode, stop it. Stop the podcast right now. If you haven't seen this movie, go look up Breathing Fire 1991 on YouTube and start watching, because this is a must-watch. Are we all in agreement?
I don't think,
absolutely.
100%.
Okay. So now that you've watched the movie and come back, let's get into the movie here. We have three directors. Three directors credited.
Now, I didn't look this part up. I only know a little bit about the cast, but this is mind-blowing.
Oh, get ready. Director 1, Lou Kennedy, only credit. Director 2, Brandon Pender. He has 3 directing credits, and
What?
Grindbin All-Star.
Bullshit.
Because he was the sword fight coordinator on Ice Pirates.
Fantastic.
Oh. And this movie, Breathing Fire, features 0 sword fights.
Yeah, but you know what? They said just in case.
Hey, he knows his way around a table leg.
So the other thing he has on his credits are, I don't know if you've ever seen this, Bobby, but are you familiar with UWF wrestling?
I am familiar with it, yeah. I'm not very versed in it, though.
Well, that's the only other thing he's directed is 2 videos of UWF wrestling.
Wow.
And then he did a lot of stunt coordinating. He worked on movies such as Black Belt Jones,
Awesome.
Kentucky Fried Movie, Hooper, Force: 5, Fire
movie's
and
awesome.
Fire and Ice, and Steel Justice, plenty more. And then the last director is Brandon DeWild, who's credited as co-director, and this is his only credit. So 3 directors and no movies between them except for this one.
You know, fun fact with Steel Justice, I actually just purchased that on VHS, sight unseen. So I'm looking forward to now watching that and seeing if there's any sort of auteur style that crosses over.
Well, I hear the swordplay is excellent. So probably another movie with no swords in it.
It's got the Kreese from Karate Kid 1 and 2, or 1, 2, and 3 as the main lead. So you know it's going to be chock full of swords.
So we have 3 directors on this movie, 2 writers. Now, Raymond Mahoney only has 1 writing credit, but he has 2 credits on IMDb. And this is insane. Is the other, quote, credit that he has is he was in the DVD release of Rock vs. Cena, Once in a Lifetime, as audience member.
Nice.
Which means that this guy went onto IMDb and credited himself for being in that DVD as an audience member.
It's like, I was there.
I can't wait until I can do that with like random pay-per-views or TV shows where I'm visible in the background.
Well, Tanner, you did say to me that you went to, what was it, WrestleMania 20? You should go on IMDb and mark yourself.
WrestleMania 20, which I have no memory of. I was there.
You should go mark yourself as there.
I'll mark myself there. And Spring Stampede, WCW Spring Stampede 1998 from the Tacoma Dome, where I'm very clearly visible.
That's a lot of Chris Benoit.
I love, it might not be proper to say, but I was a big Chris Benoit fan.
Before or after?
Well, you deal with your problems. I can't even make a joke. That's terrible. I was heartbroken that day.
Once you're all in, you're not going to come out. Come on.
Yeah. Heartbroken.
It's for life.
I saw one of his action figures hanging on a peg, like at Kmart, like that same weekend, and I literally threw it across the aisle.
And they were like, "Sir, you got to pay for that."
I was like, "I'm not buying this murder figure." And then I stormed out. No blue light special that day, boys.
Now this Jimmy Snuka figure, that I'm taking home.
Yeah, he bought that one. But no, here's the thing. He either marked himself on the IMDb or WWE goes through every pay-per-view they've ever had and credits random people for being in the audience.
What I'm hearing is that the majority of the audience are actors that they've planted.
Oh, well, do you think like maybe he did some sort of like dumbass thing, like he was the audience member that like went in the ring or some shit?
You don't remember that part where he's credited for being the drunk guy who runs in the ring and gets beat up?
I really feel like you could just like credit yourself with that and no one's going to be able to verify it. Like I'm going on to IMDb right now and I'm
You're
just going to say
you're Rey Mysterio?
I was in all of them.
Yeah,
before I was
every wrestling.
Yeah.
So the other writer is Wayne Yee. And it's his only credit. But he was the IT guy on Coraline.
Damn.
It really shows.
Hollywood is just a magical city. Dreams come true.
It really is.
Credited for the movie Coraline on the top of his IMDb. And then when you go, you have to go to miscellaneous credits. And it says information technology. So he was the guy that knew everybody's passwords for the computers that they don't use on stop motion movies for Coraline. So for the cast of this movie, we have, here he is. The reason we're watching this movie. Now, Bobby, why don't you go ahead and take it from here, because there's one reason we're watching this movie, and that's because of you, and, well, specifically because of your wife.
Yeah, after we recorded our previous episode, I came out into the living room. My wife was sitting on the couch watching Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Like you do on a normal Wednesday night.
Yeah, just hanging out, watching some Kali Ma on a Wednesday. And while I'm sitting there watching it with her, I pulled out my phone and I started looking up what else Short Round had done, because I know about Short Round. I know about the Goonies. And I'm like, surely he's done other stuff. And what do I find? I find this movie called Breathing Fire.
And this is it. This is the whole reason we're watching this movie, is because Bobby just randomly found the one other movie that Short Round stars in.
I was like, I looked at the other cast and I read a brief blurb on what this movie was about, and I said, we have to watch this.
And boy, were you right.
Yeah.
This is incredible. But we should say Jonathan Ke Quan, who is most famous for playing the character of Short Round in Temple of Doom. He plays the character of Charlie Moore in this movie. He has only 12 acting credits. Obviously, Temple of Doom. He was in Goonies as Data. He was in the TV show Nothing Is Easy in 1986. He's in about 19 episodes of that. And then Head of the Class in 1990. He was in every episode of that. And he was in one episode of Tales from the Crypt, so stay tuned, Grindbin patrons. Yeah, we'll be covering that in the mini bin.
Head of the Class, right? We're going to watch Head of the Class. It's classic.
Hell, we'll do a whole Short Round month.
Literally, I watched that show. Like, that was one of my favorite shows as a kid. I have no memory of him being on it. No memory at all. I guess he was one of the nerd kids in the class?
Maybe.
He's a person in audience.
Oh.
Yeah, he credited himself. He was staring through the window asking if they had a job for him. He was also in the movie Encino Man. I don't remember him being in that either.
I've seen a still photo of that when I was looking it up, because I went, what? and he has a very small role in Encino Man. He's just one of the college kids.
Fun fact, internationally, that movie is known as California Man.
Huh. I guess that makes sense, right?
Yeah, because they don't know what a fucking Encino is.
Nobody knows where Encino is anyways.
I've been there. I don't know where it is.
And then Red Pirate, 1997. No real info on IMDb. It's a Chinese movie, so he appears in that. He did go to the USC School of Film and Television, though. However, he doesn't have any other credits production-wise. However, he has done a lot of stunt coordinating work, but said recently he worked on Jet Li The One. That was in 2002. Somebody wrote that.
Wow.
But I'm assuming he's just behind the scenes doing a lot of stunt coordinating still. So.
Or a lot of
I
IT
was so into
work.
that movie when it came out.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing The One in the theaters, and I was disappointed. So then we have Eddie Saavedra,
Oh yeah.
who plays Tony, or as I just call him, Bro, in the whole movie, because he's the brother of Short Round, and he's also kind of a bro. This is his only credit ever.
Going out on top.
Yeah, I was reading a little bit about him in the cast, and if memory serves, there was something where this is his only credit because he was supposed to be one of the original Power Rangers, but
That makes a lot of
he
sense.
lost the role at the last minute, and that made him retire from acting.
He's still mad at Jason David Frank.
Yep. He's
Wow.
like, I should have been the Red Ranger.
So he was clearly like a martial arts guy and tried out acting with this movie and then Power Rangers, and that was it, huh?
Yeah.
Now, upon looking through a lot of the cast, a lot of members of the cast ended up in some form of the Power Rangers.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Looking at some the smaller ones that we're probably not going to get too into have like little minor roles that throughout, Power Ranger, Lightspeed, Ambulance, Rescue, Comet Force. That person has like 5 parts in that. Well, our main baddie,
Oh, yeah.
Ed Neal, who plays Dad, as our notes have him.
Oh, yeah. Dad.
He's got a significant role in the Power Ranger lore. Did you look that up, Mike?
No. Who is he?
Holy shit!
No.
I think I know. Say it.
Why the bad guy in this movie is the bad guy on the Power Rangers. Why we're dealing with Lord Zed.
He's
Holy
Lord
shit.
Zed.
I was thinking.
Wow.
He is
Zardon?
Lord Zed.
I was
I thought
thinking
it was
maybe he
Zardon.
was Ivan Ooze.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. Uncle Dave is Ed Neal.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
okay.
How could
Terribly
you forget
sorry.
Uncle David?
Oh, I'm sorry. I get all these white guys confused.
Wait, so the good guy in this movie who hobbles around on a cane the whole time is the main baddie in Power Rangers?
Yeah, Lord Zed teaches short round martial arts.
Holy shit. Well, clearly, like, everybody in the... We should say, though, like, to start, that this movie, like, the fight scenes are actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's really surprising.
This movie goes hard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're talking on a level of, like, they were making this movie for one reason, and that's for fight scenes. Nobody knew how to write a script, as
Yeah.
we'll get into, but that's what makes it so charming. So, Bobby, did you have anything else for Uncle David, then?
No, that's all I had.
Okay, so we'll get into the other big baddie, I guess you'd say, is Bobby. Bolo Yueng's in this movie.
Hell yes. That was one of the things that drew me in when I was looking it up on the couch. I went, whoa. You have a movie where Short Round fights Chong Li from Bloodsport?
He plays the character of Thunder in this movie. I'm not sure that that's ever actually said.
I didn't get that name.
I
I
caught
saw
a
that in the
number of their
credits.
nicknames. I don't remember anyone saying anything to them.
No, I just called him Chong Li in my notes, but we can call him Bolo. That's fine. But guys, Grindbin All-Star.
Unbelievable.
He has 110 credits, and what is the one movie that you think that Bolo Yueng has appeared on this show before?
The Big Birdcage.
No, it's the worst movie we've ever covered on this show. He is a Grindbin All-Star from that atrocity of a fucking movie we had
House
to watch.
2?
Bruce, King of Kung Fu, a.k.a. The Legend of Bruce Lee, starring Bruce Lee. Bolo Yueng has a cameo in that movie.
He's the snake.
Why would he ever? Yeah. It's a versatile actor.
Yeah, actually, he is the snake. Yeah, he gets bitch slapped around by Bruce Lee. So the other person I have in this movie, the other bad guy, we all call him Dad, Jerry Trimble, who plays the character of Michael Moore, the film director. Now, Jerry has an interesting background. He was, this is what's from his official IMDb. Jerry Trimble was born in Newport, Kentucky. He was an insecure, fearful, and bullied kid. At age 14, he was inspired by Bruce Lee and began studying Taekwondo. In 6 months, he began teaching the art. At 15, Jerry earned the rank of first-degree black belt. So within a year, he became a black belt. And he became the number 1 point fighter in the Midwest. At 18, he started kickboxing and won the Kentucky State Championship. In April 1979, Jerry moved to Atlanta, Georgia, in pursuit of the World Championship, fighting under the name Golden Boy. He won a He won a string of additional titles that included the Georgia Southeast U.S. titles, and on April 26, 1986, Golden Boy became the PKA and PKC kickboxing champion of the world.
Fuck yeah.
Golden Boy makes good.
Jerry was rated by the international kickboxing media as the flashiest fighter and the fastest kicker in the sport. His, quote, hook kick was clocked at 118 miles an hour.
Jesus.
And his signature move, the Golden Shower, well, less said the better.
He was awarded the rank of 6th degree black belt and hired by Inside Karate magazine to write his very own column entitled Martial Arts as a Way of Life.
It should have been called Golden Rule.
Much better.
Perfect.
In April of 1990, Jerry retired from the ring and moved to Hollywood, California to embark on a career in the entertainment business. Within a few months, Jerry signed on with a talent manager, and his first 2 auditions resulted in leading roles in the same goddamn week.
Fuck. This guy.
Stay
He
going,
is living
Trimble.
up to the name.
Hell yeah. And you know what one of those leading roles was? This movie.
Oh, this is where he made it.
Yeah, he moved in 1990, and in 1991, hell, he's fucking featured on the Grindbin. 51 credits for acting, lots of martial arts movies in Hong Kong, but I'll name a few that he actually starred in, which was Full Contact 1993. He stars in that movie. Look up the poster, Grindbin listeners. It is fucking amazing. It is Jerry Trimble doing a jump kick with running shorts on. You can see right up into the gooch, man.
Oh, man.
He was also in 1993's Terminator Woman. Never seen that one, but I love the name.
No relation to Lady Terminator.
No, and then in 1993, he was in another movie, 3 movies in 1 year, Live by the Fist, which stars him and George Takei. And Jerry gets sent to prison for a crime he didn't commit, and he must Ricky-O his way out of there.
He punches a hole through George Takei at the end?
He might. I'm wondering what the hell George Takei does in that movie.
Well, he's the warden.
He has to be,
has to be
right?
the warden.
I hope so. I want him to be the warden. I want him just, like, walking down the corridor going, oh, my.
Or he's the wise old prisoner who mentors
Yeah.
Golden Boy.
He might be.
I'm looking at the Trimble taint right now, and like that's a kick you don't want to be on the receiving end of.
No.
Yeah, it's been
Gay.
clocked at 2 million miles per hour or whatever they said.
118, Tanner, get it right.
118 million miles per hour.
We are about facts on the Grindbin, so get it
That
fucking
kick
right.
travels through time. He'll kick you so hard your ancestors feel it.
You know, how come nobody pitched that as a movie?
I did. Right now, right here.
All right, get Trimble on the phone. He was also in a movie called One Man Army in 1984. 1995, he was in the movie Heat.
Whoa,
He was
played
man
Val
in
Kilmer's
audience.
ponytail.
Yeah. He was in a movie, Bobby, I'm sure you've probably seen this pile of garbage. 1996's Star Quest 2.
I have not.
Really?
I feel I've let you down. I have not seen that.
Well, it stars Adam Baldwin opposite Robert Englund.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Star
What?
Quest 2.
Summer sequel month, maybe?
Yeah, we'll
I think
see.
so.
When a movie, okay, so if you read the description of Star Quest 2 on IMDb, it says in Star Quest, which you can watch on Amazon Prime. It actually says that in the description. He was also in 2000's Charlie's Angels. He plays the character of Knox Thug, so I assume he's just some guy that gets beat up. And then in 1999, he starred opposite Robert Patrick in a movie called Shogun Cop.
In what year?
1999.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so we might need to track that down. I know it kind of falls out of Tanner's years there, but I don't know if I can
you
resist
invite
that
me to
one.
be on that episode, I will gut you. I will gut you like a fish.
You will definitely be on it.
Doesn't pass the Tanner test.
I feel like now, Tanner, we should only invite you for movies that are made after 1983.
Are you trying to make this my personal hell?
We're gonna have to bring him on a 2005 episode.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
He also did some stunt work in major movies in the 2000s. See if you guys can catch a trend here. War of the Worlds, Mission Impossible 3, and Valkyrie.
Interesting.
What the fuck would he do? In
He's
World of
somebody's
Worlds?
friend.
No, he's just Tom Cruise's stunt double for 3 movies.
Oh, well, hey, after Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I've come to understand that stars and their stunt doubles, they have a very special bond.
So you think Jerry Trimble maybe tried to kill his wife, and that's why he
Killed his
wasn't
wife
starring in
and has
movies?
a vicious dog.
Okay.
Funny thing is, Tom Cruise has never even stepped foot on that Scientology boat. They sent him the stunt double.
Also, Tom Cruise is famous for doing his own stunts.
Yeah, that's why he stopped after Valkyrie, by the way.
He's like, listen, I'm not even
Yeah.
doing anything here.
Yeah.
He's tired of sitting around at craft services.
So, Bobby, did you have any more casts? Because I have one more thing before we actually start the movie. It's a
No,
review.
please. I'm just ready to go.
Okay,
Let's do
guys.
this.
This is... I'm so glad none of you have seen this. There is one review for this movie on IMDb.
Oh my god, no.
It was written in October 2002 by Alan Rubin. It says, the title, definitely crappy, I was in it.
Oh.
I was an actor in this picture, and after viewing it, I must say that it is a crappy movie. They even dubbed someone else's voice over mine. It was the first acting role that I ever had. I did love the food they fed us. Chinese. It was...
What a fuck.
It gets worse. It was fun working with the kid from Goonies and Bolo. Bolo didn't speak much English, but he's a great guy. I got a lot of laughs watching this movie. The acting was Oscar quality. Oscar Mayer,
Oh, got him.
Hot dog.
hot dog with artificial filling. So he took the punchline and then added another.
You really
Let
you
me
gotta
break
know
this
when
down
to
for
shut
you
up.
guys.
Yeah. You want me? Let me break it down one more time. The acting was Oscar quality. ... Oscar Mayer ... Hot dog
There's-
with artificial filling! Exclamation point.
Parentheses
They
linked.
got the joke, man.
There's a link to a JPEG of an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Oh yeah. Oh, I clicked more, and yes, Shane, there is a JPEG of an Oscar Mayer wiener, so we know for sure what he was talking
I want
about.
to make sure we're all on board so far.
So we get into the movie, guys, and this is how
Wait,
you
wait,
want to.
wait,
Oh, please.
wait.
Start over.
What actor was he in the movie?
You what? I don't know.
He didn't
He
say
was
like,
probably some guy who got his fucking ass kicked by Short Round.
I played one of the little people in the tiki bar. Like, there's no identifier?
Oh god.
Way
Fuck
to
that guy.
ruin the
I
fucking...
choose to believe
Way to ruin
that
the
that's
movie.
who that is.
Hold on. I'm putting in breathing fire. Now Tanner stopped the entire show.
Just pulled the parking brake on it.
I'm putting in breathing
Bobby,
fire.
start the van.
I'm looking up Alan Rubin, who obviously is nowhere on this fucking cast list, Tanner.
Oh, he isn't the guy who played Alan?
Oh, no, here we go. Alan Rubin was a tournament opponent.
I thought
Oh. He's just one of those guys.
Holy shit, never mind. I know who he is. He's
What?
the guy right in the beginning. I mark him down as Stevie Richards because he looks
he's
like...
Jungle Boy.
Yeah, he's
He's Bolton?
yeah, he's that guy.
Oh,
So there you
alright,
go.
Fair enough.
And there's
No
a
wonder he has such a pissy attitude.
yeah, and there's a picture on his IMDb, a really shitty quality picture of him and the other Belushi in a movie theater in a dark room.
yeah.
It's pretty amazing. Okay, so now on to the movie, Tanner. Are we done with that?
We're done. My curiosity is sated.
Okay.
No further questions. Your
So
Honor.
we know our boy Alan. He's going to be right in the beginning of this movie. But we start this movie, Bobby, in the best way I can possibly imagine, right? You got an exciting kung fu movie. Start in some sort of fake food prop factory.
Yeah, we're just sort of in a poorly lit buffet spread.
My God.
And then we pan across it until we get to a man who's carefully cutting the pepperoni off of a piece of plastic pizza.
Does he lick it?
Yeah.
Well, he
does.
nicks his finger, it looked like. And he licked that.
I did not get that this was supposed to be fake food. I thought we started on like a cruise buffet. I was like, fuck yeah, I want that. I want some of that. I want some of that pie. I want some of those weird scrambled eggs that are just like sitting on a table.
There's popcorn upside down.
Oh yeah, there's the popcorn hanging upside down. That's weird.
Yeah.
So, Tanner, when you went on that cruise, you would sit in a dark room just surrounded by all sorts of food?
It was my 40th birthday, Mike. Yes. That's how I
Gotta
spent
be in the
it.
zone.
That's
Dark
exactly
room
what
surrounded
he
by
did.
plastic food.
God, you did it right, man.
And just like the guy in this movie, Tanner picked a pepperoni off a slice of pizza, kissed it, and then did a fist pump.
Yeah.
So then we cut to a car driving down the road, and Dad, he's driving his two sons, okay? And this is right away when you know that this movie is going to be fucking amazing. We cut inside the car, and Short Round and Bro are in here. And Short Round has the first line of the movie when he says, "Hey, Dad, if we win this tournament, you're going to buy us a Porsche, right?"
And then Bro chimes in with, "Yeah, convertible red one."
Yeah, he does.
Like he's a cave person who just learned how to speak.
We go vroom vroom.
Convertible red one.
And then Dad looks at him and goes, "What do you guys think? I'm made of money? Maybe I should just rob a bank."
Short Round's like, "Hey, that doesn't sound like a bad idea, Dr. Jones."
Yeah.
I should mention that he talks like Short Round did this.
Yeah.
Hey, so Dad, if we win this tournament, you're gonna buy us a Porsche, right?
Yeah, convertible red one. Come on, Dad, you can do it.
What do you guys think? I'm made of money? Maybe I should just rob a bank.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Yeah.
The dad reminded me the entire movie of Owen Hart. Like his look,
yeah, I can
his
totally see
delivery,
that.
like Owen Hart cosplaying as Michael Douglas's character from Wall Street. Gordon Gekko.
I hope that he would threaten to kick someone's leg out of their leg.
I thought he looked like a melting like wax sculpture of Woody Harrelson. Like,
I can see that.
Like a Woody Harrelson, like a Reign of Fire action figure that just sort of.
It looks like somebody crossed Cheers Woody Harrelson with War for the Planet of the Apes Woody Harrelson, and then gave him Dennis Hopper's haircut from Super Mario Brothers, and then gave him
Very specific.
And then gave him.
I'm sure we'd all
And then
agree.
his
Yes.
shoes were like from
You
a
can just picture it.
1991 Jordache commercial.
Yeah.
You know what's so
yeah.
crazy, Shane? I had that exact description in my notes.
I figured you would.
What are the
yeah.
odds, right?
I was just waiting for you guys to say it.
So this is maybe one of my favorite little moments in this movie. His dad drops him off at the martial arts tournament. We film an entire scene of them walking to the entrance of this tournament with a giant banner on the ceiling, right? Or like on the wall. And there's a folding table set up, and we've lit this whole scene. We've actually put in a boom mic because they walk in the door and one guy just goes, "Sup, guys?" And that's the whole scene. The whole scene.
Hold. We got it.
And then there's a lot of that in this movie, like absolutely wasted scenes. Where like I don't know if they were like somehow trying to like funnel in and just some sort of laundering money operation or something like that, because we're setting up very, very like complex setups for one line in this movie a lot of times. But so they get to the California Martial Arts Championship, Bobby.
Is this the one that our man Steve from Kill and Kill Again won?
You know, I feel like Steve couldn't make it to this one because obviously if he did, he would have fucking killed both these children.
Because as we'll find out in a moment, there's no age range.
No.
Although they refer to him as light heavyweights.
If you're 15 or 39, you could be in this.
Well, you're saying they're considered light heavyweights, but the guys they end up fighting, Tanner, are huge.
Yeah. Yep. There's a 50-year-old like freaking caveman in the locker room with them that they have to fight.
Yeah, so before we get to the locker room, though, we also have my other favorite little moment in this, where they walk up to a stand of like 50 giant-ass trophies. I mean, they're like lining the goddamn room with these things, right?
Very prestigious.
You could have gotten away with just one. But no, they have like 50 of them, and the kids just walk up to it, and one of them goes, "I want one." And the other goes, "Me too."
Goddamn.
And
literally everyone who goes to that tournament that day walks home with a trophy. They have to. They brought them in. They don't want to. They don't want to haul them home. Everyone gets
your
a trophy.
buy-in.
Yeah.
You know, Tanner and I were at a martial arts convention the other day, and you know what? Just for showing up as vendors, we actually got trophies.
Yeah, and black belts.
Wow.
We are, Golden Boy ain't so hot because we were there for literally an afternoon, and we're now black belts. In,
I didn't know you guys
a
were
black belt
karate
in
men.
vending.
Yeah.
We are not karate men. Tanner sold quite a few books that day, though,
It was
to
a
people
good,
who are karate men.
convention day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So strange that a comic creator and a podcaster got a table at a martial arts convention.
Yeah, you should have seen that conversation when people walk up and go, "What is Grindbin?"
They're like, "I'll show you," and you jumped on the table and threw a roundhouse.
Did
How'd
you
you
see my
know?
homegirl Cynthia?
We did. We actually, Tanner and I did see Cynthia Rothrock there.
How'd that go?
Well, at one point, I swear to God, I saw a guy just like trying to hit on her that he didn't know who she was.
Oh God! At a martial arts convention.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. No, it was a good time. Karen and I had a great time. There was a great DVD booth across from us that had, I almost got it for you, Bobby, but they never got back to me on the price, which is a VHS copy of 1990 The Bronx Warriors.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So, guys, we get to the locker room, and Shane, just like you said, they're fighting two giant dudes, apparently.
Hold on. Like, first there's this really... Well, this isn't... I have a lot of problems with this. So Short Round, like, he's getting his gi on. He sits down, and then, like, in someone else's gym bag, there's a book, a magazine. You cannot tell exactly what it is. Like,
we should not say that's not really even established. He's just sitting on a bench looking at a magazine. We assume it's his.
No, he takes it as like someone else's gym bag. So first of all, we don't know why he's doing that. And then like one of the creeps comes up behind him and is like, hey, you know who that belongs to? He's like, no, I don't. And he's like, you from that country? He's like, we don't even know what's on this goddamn thing. And then Short Round says, no, I don't know where I'm from. And I was like, hold on.
Yeah, hold on. And we'll find out that's a lie.
Yeah, first off, it's a lie. Second of all, you have an accent.
But he can't place it.
I just can't.
But that's when the guy grabs it and he goes, well, it's mine and you shouldn't be touching it.
And then from there, he notices that Short Round's wearing a necklace. He's got like this pendant that he's wearing. He goes, what is this, some kind of good luck charm? And that's when Bro steps in and goes, his necklace is very important to him.
Now, are we going to establish where this came from either?
The necklace? I think it came from one of the temple guards of the Temple of Doom.
Definitely.
I thought
or
Rambo
one of those
gave
children.
it to him.
Did maybe? Do you think that he just took it from one of those like child slaves in Temple of Doom?
Oh my God.
Definitely.
Hey man, they got to pay him for breaking them out somehow.
It's part of the sacred stones.
Yeah. Well, no wonder.
So
it's
in
so
response,
well, I
to
actually
being
did.
told,
speaking of the sacred, I think there was a game called Double Dragon Sacred Stones because I wrote down in my notes that these two guys just look like friggin' Double Dragon.
Yes, there's definitely Double Dragon moments where it's like, oh yeah, it should have been them.
All over this fucking movie.
The one guy, the bigger guy, he looks like that big guy that comes out in Double Dragon.
A Bobo.
a Bobo?
Huh?
Bobo.
A Bobo?
Oh yeah, one of those guys for sure.
One of those Abobos.
Yeah, a Bobo.
A Bobo.
So yeah, he says his necklace is very important to him.
Sam
and the guy goes,
Jones.
what's important to me is I kick your ass.
And so that's when he goes. The other guy goes, "Yeah, let's do it now." And then, well, okay. We also learned that, by the way, the other guy, the big guy, the Bolo, whatever you're calling him from
Adobo.
Abogo.
Sam Jones.
His name is Bill.
Sam Jones.
Sam Jones.
His character's name is Bill, which I really loved because the only reason we learned that is because some referee comes in the room and goes, "Hey, Bill, it's your turn out there."
You'll always be a Bobo to me.
Hey, Bill, stop fighting these children.
Yeah, you leave it for the ring, Bill.
Is this what they mean by men's locker room talk? Everyone getting,
I think that's mostly it.
Everyone getting mad over nondescript magazines. Yeah, and pendants.
Yeah. So we go out to, Dad, then we cut to Dad. He's parking his car, and then he gets into this giant limo sitting outside, and there's some mysterious woman sitting next to him.
Yeah, and he sits down next to her, and then he puts on a fake mustache and some sunglasses.
The most brilliant disguise ever. I thought it was a different actor at that point.
Did you think he was going to, like, dress up like the Blue Blazer right here, Tanner?
Woo!
He literally just put in more efforts into the same effect he could have got by, like, putting on some fucking Groucho Marx sunglasses.
That would have been better.
That would have been much better.
But you're right. No, I'm with Tanner. You can barely tell it's the same guy.
Yeah, I was
That pencil-thin
fooled.
mustache.
That orange skin, that tiny mustache.
This is some Love Butcher, incognito.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, I wanted a scene where he, with and without the mustache, was arguing with himself.
He should have also put on that voice. When he puts on the mustache, he should have been like, yes, ma'am, yes.
Yes, ma'am. That's mighty thirsty.
Gonna rob a bank. Yes, ma'am.
So then we go to the first match at the tournament, which is Short Round versus Stevie Richards. So he's fighting that guy with the long hair, right? Short Round just fucking kicks his ass, man. Not even close.
Oh, my
Knocks him out
God.
of
Just hits him
fucking
with
air.
one roundhouse, and the crowd loses their mind. Like, it's a standing ovation, and then he hits a jump kick, and this crowd shits.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to hand it to Short Round. If he really was doing that, it's impressive, man.
Something we kind of gloss over in the locker room is, like, how fucking ripped that kid is.
Yeah.
And the
Okay,
other dude,
yeah.
like those those dudes hit in the gym.
Okay, we keep saying they're kids. Is it only because we like see Short Round as Temple of Doom Short Round?
How
because
old would he be at this
he's
time?
like 20.
Yeah.
Because there is a scene later where they go, "We're not kids, man."
But aren't they under 18?
I mean, maybe they're supposed to be playing kids under 18,
Yeah.
but I think at this
Well,
point...
we'll get to it when we see his room in a couple scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Dad in this... Does anybody know the mystery woman's name? Because I just called her
Jenny.
Mystery Woman the whole movie.
It's Jenny. Sam Jones.
Jesus,
Bobo.
there was a part when they said her name?
Yeah, a couple times.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's Jenny.
So Dad and Jenny walk into a bank, and Dad's pretending he's blind. So that's part of his
Yeah.
disguise. Is not only does
That's
he
what
have
the glasses were for.
Yeah, not only does he have glasses on, he has that pencil-thin mustache.
If I can't see them, they can't see me. It's genius.
Don't you also think, though, it's like not a great disguise for a blind person because it'd probably be hard for them to maintain a mustache like that?
You know, I never
No,
thought
I
about
think blind people can maintain mustaches.
Really, like a highly trimmed, pencil-thin
Yeah,
mustache?
I don't see a lot of blind people running around like hobos, Mike.
Well, no, they're usually...
Yeah,
I mean, I'd say they're probably clean-shaven for the most part.
See, that seems like it'd be harder because, you miss a spot.
Hell, I can barely maintain my own beard, Tanner, and I can see just fine.
Well, Stevie Wonder has finally cropped facial hair and tight braids.
Are you saying Stevie Wonder fakes it? Is that what you're saying, Mike?
Holy
How
shit.
dare you?
That is
Oh my
100%
God.
I am.
what
He's a
we're saying.
I
living
am.
legend.
Him and Helen Keller, two notorious fakers, guys.
Well, yeah, you're probably right about that.
Isn't there one episode where you just went off about like Helen Keller having a bad attitude or something?
Oh no, that's Molly. That's my wife. She has
she did,
all
yeah.
sorts.
She's
of,
got a bad
She has
attitude.
all sorts of hard takes about Helen Keller.
Helen
We'll ask her next time she's on the show.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she's not running into the room now screaming about it. So Dad and Jenny, they walk into the bank. He's pretending he's blind with this pencil-thin mustache. And
And we pan over, and the other person we see is what I have in my notes as Medea.
yeah, Bolo Medea. That's Bolo Yueng, right?
Yeah.
No, there's another guy in drag. There's two of
Oh,
them.
okay.
Wait,
but
who's
Bolo
the other
Yueng
guy
is
in drag?
Was it Tank?
Well, the first guy, it looked like Tank, but then the second time we see him, he's no longer in drag.
no Tank is. He's just like a regular guy.
Yeah.
So but Bolo Yueng is in drag in this.
Yeah,
scene, right?
he's in a dress
Yes.
with a leg cast on for some reason.
Is that Alan, maybe? That random guy? Or is Alan the guy who's playing the post office worker?
Alan is playing the mailman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we learn that there's other people in this scam just by them kind of like glancing at each other in this scene.
Yeah.
Because, you have Bolo Medea, who just... Well, no, Jenny walks into the security office, right? And she just gets into the security office by, showing a little leg.
Yeah. No, she just walks in. The guy's like, "Hey, can I help you?" Like, you can just walk in to the security office of a fucking bank.
Also, security office. Why isn't he just on the... Why don't they have a security guy on the floor?
This guy's like manning the cameras. But
This
like,
is
also
probably
there's
why they
nipples.
chose this bank. Is they're like,
Yeah.
it's one dude and he
Yeah.
sits in an office all day.
Yeah, and you could just walk right in. And if you're a pretty lady, he won't even get up to stop you. You can pull the gun on him. And that's what she does. And then a mailman comes to the front, and he goes, "Is Mr. Richardson here?" And he goes, "Well, yeah, that's me." And the mailman hands him a note that basically says they're robbing the joint, right?
Yeah, he says, "Please cooperate and give the combination to the vault, and no one will be hurt."
He said,
But
it says, please,
the teller behind. Go ahead.
It says, "Please cooperate," and then he immediately smacks this guy in the face.
Oh, he doesn't just smack him in the face; he punches him out of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a massive fight that breaks out, and like the criminals are even fighting patrons.
Yeah, they build this up as like this very coordinated, like highly detailed bank heist. And then they start beating the shit out of everyone, and that's the whole plan.
And what was why do we have guys in drag?
It's
It was just a costume Bolo wanted to do.
Yeah. I love when Bolo then goes into the men's room and is playing feminine for a minute, and the guy's like, "Hey, this is the men's room," and then just beats up the guy and throws him into the mirror.
He fucks that guy up. It's so good.
We got to establish this a little more, Tanner. He walks into the restroom, and some large guy is combing his hair.
Yeah, it's like it's a mullet and a mustache dude.
And this guy has a full brush out that apparently he brings with him everywhere in his pocket.
Yeah.
And he is...
I feel like we see this guy again later as a DJ.
Oh, he might be, actually.
Oh.
But he has this full... don't say last blast, by the way, because you never know.
Right.
Wait, I haven't looked this man up, so I can't confirm any of that. That's a Patreon-only joke, everybody.
We're keeping him far away tonight. Don't worry.
Yeah, so this guy's combing his hair, combing those locks, and then Bolo Medea just walks in, and he goes, "Hey, you're in the wrong restroom." And that's when Bolo takes his head and smashes it through the glass mirror.
Everything Bolo does in this movie is so intense. It's so awesome when he fucks people up.
But Tanner, what happens when he wants to get into that stall?
Well, he goes to the stall. The guy just opens the door and hands Bolo, like, I assume the combo, like, he knows, like, this is part of the deal.
He's the bank manager. They needed 2 codes. The bank manager has the other
He
one.
hands it over. But then Bolo, and we get a great shot showing that there is urine in the toilet, and Bolo gives the guy a swirly.
Not only does he give him swirly, he for no reason at all takes the manager and slams his head in the door.
Oh, that's right. He uses the door of the stall to slam the guy in the head, and then gives him the piss swirly.
Gives him the golden boy swirly.
the golden boy.
Here's the thing. Do you think that's why they called him the golden boy, by the way? Did
This
he
was
bring a
his
toilet
idea,
to
yeah.
the ring? He bring a toilet to the ring and swirly guys after he kick his
Like,
ass.
sir, this is kickboxing.
He'd piss in the toilet before the match started, and then when he wins, he'd swirly the guy.
Oh my god.
And so, but at this point, Tanner, we learned that bank manager's on their side.
Yeah, I guess it just had to make
and
it
he kind
look
of
good.
apologizes after giving him the swirly.
No, is this just to keep up appearances? Or?
To the unconscious guy in the room.
It's kind of like, yeah, it's the equivalent of like shooting yourself to make it look like, oh no, I'm actually a victim. I'm not part of this whole thing.
This guy smells like piss. He couldn't have robbed the bank.
Yeah, that's true.
Who would agree to stick their head in a piss toilet? Come on, he's clearly not working with these criminals.
That is the stench of an innocent man.
But you know, this also makes no sense because Bolo has dressed in drag, yet his job is to go into the men's bathroom to get the code for the guy who's waiting in the stall.
Bolo does what Bolo
There's literally
does.
no reason for him to have done that. I think it was just a personal choice.
Could you imagine Dad being like, "But it doesn't work, Bolo," and he just, like you said, Bobby, he's going to do what he wants to do.
You tell Bolo he can't.
Do you think he did that like pec flex? And that was that?
Yeah. And no one had anything else to say after that.
So then we go to back to the karate tournament, and it's Bro versus Buff. And there's just some random guy, actually, I think, at this point. And Bro just beats him. Then we go back to Dad and the criminals. They go down to the vault. And the manager, right, the guy who has the piss swirly, the golden boy, he says he can't take this anymore. And then Dad just kind of takes him, and he's like, "Shut the fuck up. You calm down right now and open that goddamn vault." So they get down there, and holy shit, guys, there's a ton of fucking gold bricks in this thing, right? This is like, goddamn, they broke into Fort Knox.
Nazi gold.
So go back to the karate tournament. I just write, short round kicks Buff Bill's ass. That's what happens. Then we go to, holy shit, short round and the brother both won somehow.
Yeah, how convenient that this tournament can have 2 winners.
Yeah. As well as like 3 other guys who we're not going to address.
Yeah, they both won, and you're right, Tanner. They don't say like that there's multiple categories or anything. They say, and here are our winners in the light heavyweight division. They are the winners of California. Okay, if I can play the line, I will, because it says, they will represent California in the upcoming National Martial Arts Championship. That's about the enthusiasm that the guy in the ADR booth did it with.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners are Charlie Moore and Tony Moore in the lightweight division. They will represent California in the upcoming National Martial Arts Championship.
It's been a long day.
There's maybe one person in this movie who's less enthusiastic, and that person comes later.
Right, this guy had his money on a Bobo. That's why he's so downtrodden about this.
They should have thrown 2 of them in, like in Double Dragon. You know?
Right, when they both come out of the wall.
So then the criminals are done robbing the bank, right? And they take they're back at the fake food factory where this is
It's an oil refinery
that apparently also produces fake food.
Yeah,
it's just where he keeps his fake food.
So Bobby, please explain the plot of this movie.
Please do, because I could not understand what the fuck was happening.
So the idea of it is that they've put all their Nazi gold in a second vault that they keep hidden at the oil refinery.
Like all oil refineries are known for having giant vaults.
the thing is, to open this vault, you need two special keys, two big metal keys.
And we should say those keys comically big.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, it's like
these
key
are
to
like
the
prop
city.
keys.
Yeah, it is. It is really like a key to the city type of key.
Fucking yeah, it's like fucking Carrot Top gave him these.
And so they need to find a way to make sure no one double crosses anybody. They need to make sure that everyone needs to be present to open the vault. So what we're doing here is we've heated up these metal keys and we've pressed them both into the underside of a plastic pizza.
This checks out
Just
so
a little
far.
personal pan cheese pizza. So we've made a perfect indentation of both
That
keys.
he's made sure to take the pepperonis out of, just because, you can't have those.
It's a cheese pizza.
Yeah.
And
He could have made
and so
a cheese pizza, but no, he physically took the pepperonis off of it.
Yeah.
That was a choice.
He hates pepperoni.
And so once we've made a perfect imprint underneath this pizza, we've cut it into the appropriate amount of slices and handed a slice to everybody. So in order to open this vault, everyone needs to return their single slice of pizza. We need to reform the personal pan, and then we need to use it to mold two new keys to open the vault.
Because they file the other keys down so they're unusable.
Yeah, took them to the grinder.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
And as you can
You
see,
see, and then we crush up the
This
pills
gang
and
is-
we put it inside.
as someone who didn't realize that it was plastic food, I literally thought they were all carrying around pieces of pizza the entire
That would have been
movie.
so much
I was
better.
like, what the fuck?
Just a slice of pizza.
This seems very inefficient. I thought like parts of the keys were like put into the pizza. I did not understand.
That would've
This
been
all
awesome.
makes a little bit more
And just
sense.
Bolo walking around with a greasy shirt.
Yeah,
pocket.
or like Bolo ate his, and that would like be a plot point. I don't know.
Before they explained it to him.
I just see Tanner's wife walking into the room, and Tanner's got red yards strode all over the room, trying to figure this one out.
Well, look, I got to figure it out. What we don't find out is that like the ringleader for this gang is one Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Oh my god.
Just that would have been amazing at the end of the movie if
They
Charles
fight
Cheese
animatronic
shows
rats.
up. So no, this is the most convoluted plot I think we've had yet on the Grindbin. Is that
Wait,
they've
more than
stole-
Mr. No Legs? More
Well,
complicated?
Okay. At least they were selling something to No Legs. In this movie, they robbed a bank to put the gold bars into another vault, which is contained in an oil refinery, where they then took two comically large keys, pressed them, heated them up to the point that they could put a mold into the back of a plastic pizza that had all the pepperonis taken out one by one by a guy. And then they slice up said pizza and hand everybody in the crew a slice of it and said the only way we can get our money is if everybody comes back here and we remold new keys to then open the vault.
Well, yeah, what would you
So
do?
every one of these bank robbers has to walk around henceforth with like a child's plastic toy pizza slice.
Yeah, at all times, because none of them actually then take those pizzas and put them anywhere safe. They just keep it in their pocket.
Just walking around with
And
it.
if one of those goes in the wash, by the way, it gets a little warped, then what?
You're done. One guy left one in the back of his car and they never opened the vault.
So this is a terrible idea, but they all agree to it, right? And so then we go back. The bank manager, all right, he's having a horrible day, dude. He had to take that golden boy at the bank.
Now
He's still mad about it.
Seeing him in like this light, this may be a bit of a deep cut, but he looks exactly like one of the recurring actors from Tim and Eric Awesome Show, the James Quall guy. Just this weird old dude. Anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I haven't watched that show in years.
He
but
looks look up like James Quall. It looks exactly like him.
Well, this guy's having a hell of a day, guys, right? And now he's here with the criminals, and he's part of the scam. He's a little upset he had to take that golden boy. It seemed a little excessive. And then the dad tries to give him a piece of pizza, and he's like, no, man, I don't want it. You can have my piece. I'm out of this. You know, I have a conscience now. And he goes, well, you're either with us or against us.
You're either in or you're in the way.
Ooh. And then Dad tells this big dude, Tank. So this is where you kind of finally get to know Tank. He says, Tank, get in the car. And then they drive off, and they tell the manager, regards to your family. And they drive off. A little ominous, guys. A little ominous. But then, as if his day couldn't get any worse, the manager comes home, and Bobby, what's he come home to?
Why, he walks in, he's all disheveled, and there's his wife and his daughter, and they're holding a birthday cake, and they go, surprise, and he just shuts it right down.
Okay. Did anybody else notice the comically large fountain that they have sitting in their
I
entryway?
will tell you,
in their living room.
one of my favorite things in this movie is because this movie is from like 1990, so it essentially is a treasure trove of awful 80s fashion and design. That fucking fountain in their middle of their like entry hallway that goes into their kitchen.
It's like when you open the door, it's one, like you almost hit the door on the fountain.
It is so fucking gaudy and ridiculous. It had to have been like the producer's house. Like there's no other explanation.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mr. Crown would definitely have like a 15-foot fountain in his entryway.
No question.
Because it's not like it's the kind of fountain that would be in a fucking mall. Like it is not like
it's
a
not
bird,
like
a bird bath or anything like that. Yeah, It is a bubbling tiled 80s mall fountain.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Glorious.
I love it. And then we'll get to it, but when they're like running through the house, like it's so gaudy, tacky 80s. I fucking love it.
So the manager just immediately goes upstairs, and his wife and daughter are like, "Oh, man, we thought he was going to be happy."
No.
And then
Fun fact. Okay, so Dad is sitting at a typewriter, and he's addressing a letter to Uncle David, right?
he's writing his Demon Cop letter.
Yes. The address that letter is going to, literally less than a mile from my house.
No, are you serious?
Yep, 238 Palm Avenue it's literally less than a mile from. If I start walking east from my house, I will hit that neighborhood.
Oh, you got to drive by.
That's
this.
amazing.
Yeah. And this movie was filmed like in like Chino Hills and San Gabriel and Fontana. Like watching it, I was like, I know those areas well enough to be like, that kind of looks like that. But then I'm reading up on it, I was like, yeah, that's exactly where this is. Yep. About a mile from my house.
So he's writing that letter. Does he write 2 copies of it? Like, does he throw one away because he messed it up?
Well, he starts to write one, and then he kind of stops.
He does fuck up the address because he misspells Avenue.
It's just like a V.
You know, he's had a rough
And so
day.
he pulls it out and goes, "Oh, God damn it."
Where's my correction tape?
So then he throws that one away. He writes the other letter. And we keep cutting back to, like, his daughter's downstairs, Annie. We'll get introduced to her later. She's, like, crying because they couldn't celebrate Dad's birthday, and he's all upset. And Mom goes upstairs, and we just hear from ADR. He goes, "I had a really rough day today. Something really bad happened at the bank." And she's like, "Oh, what happened? What happened?" He's like, "Oh, I made a big mistake and all this." So eventually he comes downstairs and he has this letter. And I love this part.
And they show him when he types up the envelope, he then takes this big plastic pizza slice and puts it in the envelope.
That's the way you do it.
Now, I don't know how much you guys know about mailing letters.
You just need to put a stamp on it, dude. It'll get there.
One
That's
forever
it.
stamp.
That'll have
That's all it
no
needs.
problem going through the sorting machines.
No.
That thing's definitely not tearing open halfway to where its destination is and getting lost at a plant
How
somewhere.
amazing if this movie ended with just this letter going to the post office, ripping apart in the sorting machine, and somebody going like, "Yeah, just throw it away."
Yeah, just flopping onto the floor of a warehouse and someone tossing it in a dumpster out back.
Well, it's the post office. Would anybody actually pick it up, or they just kick it around and somebody'd find it 20 years later?
That's about it.
Okay.
It would be found behind like a locker after it gets moved out of
And
there.
then 20 years later, they deliver it to that house, and they go, "Rain or shine, it will always be here."
Eventually.
So then, but I love this. Did you notice this, Bobby? Is that he hands that letter to Annie, and he asks her to mail it, and I go, "Oh, so she can be accused of mail fraud."
Right, exactly. He says, "Sweetie, please take this to the mailbox, and after that, we'll have a real birthday party." And so she steps outside, and we're doing some day for night with rain sounds.
Yeah,
this is so filtered.
Also, they live on a
Everything's
farm.
blue, and you hear a thunderstorm, but no rain
And
is
they
falling.
dressed the geese for the birthday.
I know, that is fucking
That's
weird.
amazing.
So
It's
Geese
the
in
best.
bow ties and party
Oh my
hats
God.
run by.
So do you guys think they rented those for the party?
Party geese?
Party geese? No, those
They
those,
must have, right?
Those
Listen,
family
1990 was a
geese.
weird fucking year, man. Party geese, like they were all about it.
Because they have geese dressed up. There's also rabbits.
It's great.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Again, this movie has a lot of wasted shit, man. Like constantly, there's just like gratuitous stuff.
Things go by too fast.
Oh, yeah,
Like, the best stuff is only there for a moment.
And Annie has a fucking dog under her arm for like 3/4 of the scene she's in for no reason. Like,
and for maybe 2 other scenes, and then by dog.
Yeah.
That thing never comes back, dude.
These are some weird
But
choices.
I'm just glad the dog doesn't get harmed.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, does it? Because
No.
we never see it.
And the dog rightfully just leaves the movie.
Yeah, I think
she's like, you know what?
I
I'm
couldn't
out.
keep paying the dog. Was too expensive.
The dog had one of those Bronson contracts.
They get like what happens is she goes out with the geese, the party geese, the rabbits, all that, right? And then all of a sudden, while she's outside, oh my God, guys, the bank robbers, including Dad, are here to see him.
Yeah, the door kicks open, and here come the
And
boys.
it's funny. It's raining in the front of the house, but not the back of the house.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be raining there, right?
It's only raining on Annie.
But when you see these guys, by the way, did you guys see when they kick in the door? It's like a goddamn like Whitesnake video. Is that
yeah.
they come in and there's a fog machine and shit?
You'd think that right before that happened, she turned to Peter and went, "What do you want to do with your life?" I want to rock.
They come in Twisted Sister style, and they just walk in, and he goes, "You know what? We made you a fucking hell of an offer, and you should have taken it." And what do? Well, they fucking punch his wife in the face.
Yeah, that's
That is
rough.
insane.
And then start strangling her with a phone
You ever
cord.
want to see Chong Li from Bloodsport slap a woman around on a easy chair for a while? Well,
I
We
really,
got the movie for you.
I wish that Bolo had spent the whole movie as a grandma.
I think I'm really into this Bolo Medea idea.
Yeah.
So then they also, by the way, my favorite part in this scene, take the manager's head and run it over some piano keys.
Yeah, we get the full like.
We get some Looney Tunes shit going. I love it.
And after getting his head run across piano keys, he tries to run upstairs like a teenager in a slasher movie, and that leads to him getting kicked out of a window where he does a 450 splash onto the driveway
Beautiful.
And that's followed
and lands right in front of Annie.
Yeah, and that's followed by one of your favorite lines in the movie, Shane.
I was like, go get that goddamn pizza.
It's amazing to watch a movie. Like, I imagine somebody walking into the room, seeing a woman get beat up, and then a man kicked out of a window after getting his head rubbed on piano keys to the line, "Now go get the goddamn pizza."
Yeah.
That should have been a Domino's commercial.
Oh, man.
Yes.
It's
No,
like some
sorry,
sort
Papa
of-
John's. Probably should have been a
Well,
Papa John's.
back in
I
this
was gonna
day...
say, like, this is really trying to avoid the
yeah,
noise.
that's what I was going to say. 91, this is some Noid shit,
Yeah.
man.
He's like kicking people out of windows.
Imagine if that was Domino's marketing campaign with the Noid.
Oh,
See,
God.
The Noid just bursts through the wall and then starts beating everybody's ass. Then he breaks the fourth wall and goes, "Now get the damn pizza."
That's it.
It's just
Strangled my
Domino.
mom.
That's it. Dad says...
The Noid killed my
Yeah,
parents.
Dad and Mom say, "Okay, I think we're gonna get Pizza Hut tonight," and then fucking kicks in the door, fog machine behind him,
Guitar whale.
You know, the true ending to
And then
the
just starts throwing roundhouse
kicks
kicks.
the dad out the fucking window, slaps the mom around, looks at the kids and says, "Now go get the goddamn pizza."
I mean, we joke, but the real ending to the Noid is like way darker than anything we could come up with.
Oh yeah, with that
Yeah,
guy. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you could look it up. That's kind of like a Terry fact.
That is because he told me.
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
That's Terry
Yeah,
Vision.
the real story about the Noid's very macabre. So it's
oh yeah.
falls
I'd have
right
to
into
stop.
Terry facts.
Well, God, way to tease it, boys. I guess I'll Google it after we're done recording.
Well, it's a fun fact for people that do
It's
some
all right,
research.
Tanner. I'll Google
I
it
like
with
fun
you.
facts.
But we cut to Alan. He's digging through the trash can in the bedroom, and he finds the first letter, the dud with the misspelled avenue. and that's how he knows where that pizza slice is headed.
So if you mailed
It's head to a dumpster at the
if
plant.
you mailed a letter and you didn't spell avenue right, what does the post office do? Do you think they just chuck that thing?
I think they pee on it.
They give it the golden boy?
No, my understanding is that you can misspell stuff like avenue. That's not really a big deal.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
But a lot of it comes down to your individual mail carrier, from what I've heard. That they can either, use their context clues to figure out where it's supposed to go, or if the slightest thing is misspelled, they can go fuck it and send it back.
And they'll piss in a toilet and give it a fucking golden boy and then give it back to your mailbox.
They will come to your house, rain or shine, piss on your head, and I don't know where I'm going with
Run
this.
your head along the
I don't know
piano
where I'm
keys.
going with this. I'm just really like.
No, there's a good joke in there, Shane, because there's like they'll come to your house, rain or shine, and if the letter's wet because they peed on it, and they can be like, "Oh, rain or
You
shine."
were
And you're
working
like,
on
wait
it.
a
Yeah.
second. We can
Take it away,
workshop it.
Tanner.
We'll workshop it, Shane. We'll workshop
Yeah.
it.
Take it far away, Tanner.
I'm sure Mike will edit around this, and it won't come out clumsy and horrible.
Of course, we're leaving it all in. So we're back at home, guys. Well, okay.
Go get the damn pizza now.
They don't find the slice, but they do find that fucked up Avenue spelling. And
so they know where to go.
yes, so we cut to immediately back at home. Short Round is just reading letters.
Real quick. We did not touch upon this, but Short Round's character's name is Charlie.
Well,
Oh my
okay,
God.
I'm saving that.
We will
I'm
touch on that
saving
later.
that. Yeah, let's save that.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Because Tanner,
That's
that
something
reveal,
we gotta talk about later.
reveal is just, oh boy. I'd say it really ties the room together, that reveal.
It does. It's the most crucial bit of information we find out. But for right now, we're hanging out in Short Round's room, and we hear him getting yelled at by his caretaker while Dad's away,
My
Harry.
favorite character in the whole movie.
Who is
This
guy?
poor son of a bitch.
So this guy,
What would you call him? What is he?
he's a man-made or something. I don't know.
He's their
dresses in-
Biff.
He is, yeah. He's their
okay,
Biff.
okay, that about sums it up.
I mean, I fucking love that
he wears
shirt
a
he's
Hawaiian
wearing when
shirt.
he comes in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
That is
wearing
a
this great
dope-ass
Hawaiian
shirt.
shirt.
It's phenomenal.
His name is Harry. He's got the
And
mullet.
you think with a look like that he'd be more easygoing.
But he comes in and he goes, "Hey, Short Round, you gotta clean your room before Dad gets home."
And he goes, "Well, how come you don't tell How come you don't tell Tony to do it?" He's like, "I cleaned his room for him."
And then we watch Short Round and Harry play grab ass for a while.
Well, because Short Round responds to that by throwing a dart at his head.
Well,
yeah.
And it hits the dartboard right over his shoulder, and then that's why you? And then we get this Benny Hill chase. This is fun. I wrote down every little bit of this because it really sent me. And so as they're running around slowly, like you said, playing grab ass. This is like it's a flirty, jaunty little thing.
Yeah, there's a
they're
little
doing.
too much flirting.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Everyone's giggling and having a good time, except Harry. He wants to die. And so we cut over, and Tony is doing weighted push-ups in the workout room. So he's got like the heavy bag on his back. What a
They
stud.
get this sick workout room
And,
by the pool. It's really cool.
It's pretty awesome. And so Short Round comes in, and he kind of raises a finger aside of his nose to Tony, and he puts on one of the gloves and waits by the door. And I'm like, oh, they're gonna play like a fun little prank on Harry. What is the prank, guys?
Well, when
Beating
Harry
the
runs
shit out of him.
Yeah. When Harry
It's fucking murder this dude.
Harry walks in and immediately he punches him in the face.
because when he walks by, he looks at Bro and he says, "Hey, where's Short Round?" He goes, "Oh, he's inside." So he takes a step inside, and Short Round, punches him right in the fucking face.
breaks his nose.
Then trips him down some stairs.
Well, they do like this crazy ass fucking like it's like some sort of video game like tag team super move. They have this like so coordinated, like it's insane.
Yeah, they used a power up.
Oh, they
on
do this to everybody, man.
I'm like, this poor man.
Yeah.
But so from there we cut to breakfast with Dad in the next
Which,
morning.
by the way, did anybody else love that the fucking sprinklers were on the whole scene?
They were on like the whole movie.
Oh, it was great. Really added to the scene.
It was like you could just imagine they start rolling and then they go on. They're like, "Oh fuck! Somebody turn
they're on
them
a
off."
timer.
No way to turn them off. We're gonna have to shoot around it.
Mr.
Because if you
Trimble likes
notice,
his
like
house moist.
halfway through the scene, the sprinkles will go on, they'll go off, they're all over the place, man.
And so, the kids are talking, and Tony's like, "Hey, when am I going to get to have a car?" And he says, "Well, sorry, Tony, you can't have a car until your grades get up." And he goes, "Well, how will I look like a set if I don't have a car?"
Yeah.
What did he mean
I
by
don't
that?
know.
A set of what?
A
Set of, I don't know. I feel like that, and I feel like that's slang of the time. Like I kind of get what he means, but a set of balls. He's talking about he's got
a set of big
Yeah.
balls.
Huge
to get
balls.
wet. Come on, boys.
But Dad
Like, you already look like a ball sack. You don't need a car.
tells
But
him.
then,
Oh yeah, go.
yeah, he goes, "Hey, no, I think I was going further with that. I think you were about to say it. So I was going to say, he goes, so I heard you were annoying Harry again."
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I have it written down the
I'm
whole
like,
time.
Annoying? Harry's in traction.
This is the whole line, which hopefully I can play. Is he goes,
Now, this is the 5th time this month that I've warned you.
They've whipped his ass 5 times.
maybe some extra painting would help remind you that Harry is a part of this family.
That is
Don't
fascinating.
fuck with Harry, all right?
Did I write down painting correctly? Like, I
Yeah.
thought he was going to have him do, like, impressionist art. or something.
Yeah.
Little Bob Ross time, man.
You're gonna have to paint
You
Harry.
can paint some happy trees. Maybe you'll lighten up and stop beating Harry's
We're
ass.
gonna lay Harry out like a French girl, and you're gonna paint him. All right?
Ooh, fantastic. But Short Round responds with, "But Dad, I've got 3 dates tonight." To which Bro goes, "Yeah, right. You mean those 3 fat chicks?"
Hickory
Got 'em.
dickory duck.
But
Your mother, we fucked her.
but no, they got to literally paint a wall.
Yeah, we're taking rollers to the side of the house. A nice off-white.
I'm assuming this is a director's house, right?
Definitely.
It's
Like,
garage,
look,
yeah.
I need it done, so I'm gonna also do this Tom Sawyer style.
Yeah, we Huck Finn.
Yeah, so they're
I
like-
can't stand this.
This is great. Like, they're sitting there with the rollers, and they're bored, and they're tired, and they're just kind of half-assedly painting when suddenly, like, Poochie shows up.
Oh my god, it
Yeah.
really is. So their friend Mickey, who we'll just call Poochie,
Shows up with a surfboard under his arm.
under his arm, like a sideways hat,
And he's wearing a shirt that has the word Irie on it.
and he's got like those really '90s shorts on, like something like somebody out of
Like Dayglow
yeah,
little
something like a
shorts.
character in Doug would wear or something.
This
he
guy's
comes
definitely a friend of Doug's.
Yeah, he's Skeeter. So Bobby, he shows up and Short Round and Bro are doing some painting. And what do they do?
And he goes, "Guys, we were supposed to go to the beach." And they're like, "Yeah, we got to do this first. Hey, check this out, Mickey. Snake." And Short Round starts doing this little snake dance while he's painting. And then Bro goes, "Check this one out. RoboCop." And he starts like roboting. And Mickey goes, "Well, I'll show you guys how it's done." And he grabs a paint roller and he starts
Now-
dancing. And they go, "Bet you can't do it with 2 rollers, Mickey." And he grabs the other roller and he's like, "Check this out." And we have a whole montage.
Now, I just want to say that Bobby messaged Tanner and I last night at one point, and he said, 20 minutes in, I'll watch the rest tomorrow. And I marked down when that RoboCop line was said, 20 minutes.
I needed to excuse myself.
I was like, how convenient. So, yeah, Bobby, they basically Tom Sawyer this shit, and they make Poochie paint the wall for him.
And so he gets all the way to the end where there's only one little spot left, and Short Round goes, "Let me finish it for you, Mickey." And then you turn, and Bro is holding the surfboard and goes, "You ready to go to the beach?" And he goes, "The beach!" And he
We should
faints.
say, too, he's like pouring in sweat, like they maybe gave him a golden boy, too.
They probably whipped his ass like it was Harry.
I would hate to be these guys' friends, man.
Yeah.
They are awful.
If you didn't paint that wall, they probably would kick your ass. They fucking roundhouse you until you'd pick up a goddamn
Better
paint.
paint this shit red.
Either you're painting the wall or
We tried
are.
to make it fun, Poochie. We said you could do the RoboCop, but now, well, now you're gonna taste
You
Mr.
had your
Foot.
chance, Pooch. You're gonna die on the way back to your home planet.
Yeah. Might not even get there.
And so Annie brings the damn pizza to
Oh,
David.
but she also brings a dog.
Yeah.
Of course, the dog comes everywhere. And so where do we find David?
I don't know, a junkyard?
It's like the dirtiest
It's like-
auto mechanic shop I've
Like
ever
where
seen.
Sanford and Son work.
He's
or
like a
something.
squatter.
Lives here, I guess.
Yeah, he's cutting bathtubs in half and putting the Virgin Mary in them to resell it.
He lives in the dirtiest dirt pit of all time, man. Like,
He's covered in soot like a chimney sweep, but he's hanging out in his
also,
bedroom.
this girl is also covered in dirt. Like, she looks like the girl at the end of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like, that she'd been through a hell of a day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she ran here being chased by a
By
raptor.
the way, the white dog is completely clean.
Well, yeah, you're not
Oh,
going to
no.
put dirt on a
That's
dog.
part of the dog's conditions.
That's when she walks in. This is the most amazing dialogue, which I hope I can play. Is she walks in the room and she just looks at this degenerate and she goes,
Are you David Moore?
Yeah, I'm David Moore. What can I do for you?
I'm Annie Stern, Peter Stern's daughter. I have something from him.
Oh, Pete. How is old Pete?
He's dead.
absolutely incredible. I mean, it's no Get Car Red One, but we're dealing on a higher level here, guys. So then sad music plays as he opens the letter containing the fake pizza, and he actually says the line is, he goes,
The hell is this?
He was speaking for all of us with that.
Yeah.
Nothing in the script told him about the pizza
Tanner
slice.
at this point is like, he was going to mail a real piece of pizza?
Yeah, I'm like, what? How that pizza looks
can't
pretty
put
good
pizza
for
through
having
the
been
mail.
manhandled.
And so then she says, I have no idea. He just gave it to me and told me to mail it. And then David goes, did you see them? And I'm like, what? Does he know what happened in the movie? And she goes, I did. And he goes, why didn't you go to the police? And she goes, my parents told me not to. I'm like, well, I didn't hear that. And she goes, must have been a good reason.
Well, the parents didn't tell her not to. She overheard Dad telling the mom, we can't talk to the cops. And then when the mom insisted again, he slapped her.
No, he slapped his own wife?
Yeah, they make the sound effect and they talk about it. That he straight up.
I'd like to think
backhanded
that
her.
maybe she slapped him. Actually,
I prefer that. And then she dunked him in the toilet.
Give him another golden boy, the second of the day, dude. I like the idea of like that guy walking around set being like, you know who the fuck I am? Huh?
I'm Golden Boy. But yeah, Uncle Dave goes, well, you can get cleaned up here. And I went, can you?
Yeah, I wrote the same thing. I was like, I don't
think anyone can. But he offers her to stay there. He's going to keep her in hiding. And he explains that, it's mentioned very quickly that he went to Vietnam with her father.
Yeah, this is incredible. But cut to a door opens and some of the bank robbers are here, right? So Bolo Medea's here.
And once again, we got the backlighting. We got the fog machine. The guitars are going.
No, it's only Alan and two goons who we haven't seen before and we don't see again. So he's the so not everyone's. Bolo's not there or Tank's not there. It's just those three.
Yeah,
right. And they say, where the police department? Yeah, we need the girl.
Yeah, I love. They do walk in the scene. Yeah, we're the cops or something. And then David goes, I think you better leave, with no emotion. And he goes, fine.
And then fight.
Let's go, guys. Fight. And then, yeah, it's just a big...
The level starts, the timer comes on.
But they kick David's ass for a while, and then they start running off with the girl, and then David catches a second win and just fucking manhandles these dudes. The fight scene's great, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? The dog lives.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. You should have seen the dog throw a couple kicks.
Then we should say that David and Annie run away and get into David's van, which looks very familiar, by the way.
Well, you know, when they're pulling away, you actually do see a yellow van in the background.
Oh, no, stop. I did not notice that, Tanner. So they drive off, and by the way, there's really bad voiceover because nobody knows what the hell's going on in the movie, so they had to add some sort of ADR. And he goes, I know where we can lay low for a while. And where they lay low is just at fucking Dad's house.
Oh, no. Because David doesn't know who all was involved in this bank robbery, so he's like, you know who I can count on? My man, Mike.
So they go to Dad's place, of all places, and Dad comes into the room, and Uncle David, who we'll call him from now on because that's what Short Round and Bro call him all the time.
Yeah, I just have Uncle Dave in my notes for the
Uncle
rest
Dave,
of it.
he comes in and he says, "Hey, Dad, I'd like you to meet Annie." And he's like, "Oh, okay." I think she's still holding the dog at this point, right?
Oh, yeah, she is.
Okay.
Yeah, she is. She never puts that dog down.
And so then Dad pours him some drinks, and he's like, so what can I do for you, Dave? And he says, well, it's not me. Do you know Peter Stern was murdered last night? And he goes, oh, really? And he goes, yeah, now they're after his daughter, so I hope you don't mind me bringing her here.
He's like, no.
You just walk into some guy's house you haven't seen in years, and you go like, hey, yeah, remember that guy? He's dead, and this is his daughter. You don't mind that I just brought her here to live with you, do you?
That's cool with you, right?
And he's like, yeah, no, seems fine. And he goes, you did the right thing. She'll be taken care of. Dun, dun, dun. So that's when Harry shows Annie around the place. And
I'm amazed Harry can even walk.
God. Yeah. Well, they do run into Short Round and Bro, and I feel like Harry is maybe scared of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely. And they immediately start bullying him. They go, who's this, Harry? Don't tell me it's your daughter. I definitely don't see the family resemblance.
Oh.
You ugly fucking bastard.
You fucking dog.
You know, but this isn't really out of character for Short Round because he's kind of a dick in Temple of Doom, too.
Kind of.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
Flashback to Vietnam. Oh. Now, Tanner, what happened in Vietnam?
As we know from history and movies, Vietnam was you were in the shit. You're deep in the shit. You and your two other friends were wandering around an abandoned building that was maybe supposed to be a part of a village. I don't know. You're doing your business, and you just open fire, and you maybe shoot some civilians. And your friends are like, hey, not cool, man. And you're like, I don't care. Better them than me.
The line that Dad says when he starts shooting up random people, he says, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not waiting around to get killed. I'm going to kill them before they kill me.
hard to argue with that golden logic. Am I right?
So Tanner, they go up to that house and he shot the lady dead. But what's in that basket there?
There's a small, perhaps you could even say
shorter round,
pudgy baby boy, maybe a little round. You could describe him, a short round boy.
Yeah. This is when we can introduce this part, because the next scene we cut to is that Short Round and Bro come in to say hi to Dad and meet Uncle Dave, and that's when he introduces them that his son's name is Charlie.
God damn it.
Dad went to Vietnam, shot up a fucking village, and was forced... By the way, he's forced to take home Short Round because the other soldiers are like, man, you fucked up. You got to take home that kid and take care of him like he's your own.
Yeah, no, David did that. He's just like, damn it. God damn it, Mike, you murdered a woman. Now you got to take care of her son because, that's what you want the murderer to do, right?
And he yells at him, it's your responsibility.
And the craziest
That's
thing is that
works.
they haven't aged a day since Vietnam.
Nope.
They even all have the same facial hair and everything.
The interesting thing is they were in their 20s. Vietnam aged them, and it just take 15 years for time to catch up.
Right.
Oh, I dropped my mic. Oh God, hold on. Yeah, time just to.
Oh, they got him.
They got me.
It's your responsibility, Tanner. Now you need to take care of that mic like it's your own child.
I'll name it Charlie.
Yeah, okay. Do you think, by the way, that was out of spite? And he's like, fine, I'll take the kid back, but I'm going to call him Charlie.
100%.
I think this is the weirdest thing, really, is that despite both of his sons being perfect assholes, he does seem like a pretty good dad. And there doesn't seem to be much of a
later on.
Like clearly Charlie doesn't have any I'm adopted issues really. They seem like you're my brother, regardless. I think the bad guy might have been a good dad up until, the kids got in the way of his Nazi gold bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get in the way of Golden Boy and his gold, dude.
Yeah.
Do you think Batman had to get raised by the shooter for a while?
By Joe Chill?
That's how the foster system works. It's like, baby Batman, I'm sorry, this is how it works.
Yeah, I think that's how the foster system works, Shane, is that they make you go with the murderer.
It's his responsibility. We just established this.
My family had a bunch of foster kids when I was young.
Yeah, you need to learn some responsibility, and you're not going to prison. In fact, you're just going to have to do some sort of Punky Brewster situation.
Man, I think I just learned something about my nana. Just a trail of dead.
So what do you think Joe Chill would have named Little Wayne if he could have changed his name?
Little Wayne. Pearl.
Little Wayne.
So Short Round and Bro are showing Annie around the house. They stop in Bro's room, and Short Round keeps talking about how weird it is, right, guys?
It's a fucking zombies room. Look at this fucking place. Are you
That's
kidding
what he
me?
keeps saying. He's like,
It's
look,
a
a zombie
room.
living here. And there's all I see is a tennis racket on the wall.
Fucking undead.
So then they go, he's like, well, fine, how about we go into your room? And he's like, so they go into Short Round's room, and
by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed the shirt that she's wearing in this.
Yeah,
in
the
these
Rude
scenes.
Dog shirt.
Oh shit, man.
Oh my God, a fan of my CB handle for when I was 4 years old.
Rude Dog in the morning.
So they go to Short Round's room. Did anybody else notice the blown up condoms he has hanging from the ceiling?
No.
What was that about? He had him hanging like he was doing a.
That's why I'm so embarrassed.
It was like he was making a mobile out of them.
Can
Yeah,
I
he
put
made
out
a
some of my-
mobile out of blown up condom. Jesus
Short Round's a
Christ.
weird dude.
You see him laying in bed, just
staring up at him
like a cat.
They were right in front of his poster of Princess Peach.
Oh no! Oh no!
He has some pretty great posters in that room. He's got Outlaw Josie Wales, Bruce Lee. He's got Dracula from Monster Squad by his window.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
And he also has some sweet they're knockoff G.I. Joe vehicles hanging from a ceiling, which as a G.I. Joe nerd, I was like, that's sweet. I had those.
It's got a rattler hanging in his doorway.
It's it was from a company, oddly enough, called Gay Toys that did a lot of injection mold military vehicles that were meant to go along with G.I. Joes. You can buy them at dime stores or they were meant for the poor kids.
That's a great idea, though. It's like, hey, you want a vehicle for your G.I. Joe? How about a cheaper one, huh?
Yeah.
They sit right in it.
Yeah, I support that entirely. But yeah, not only does he have like really eclectic posters that don't go with each other, but he's kind of overlapped them at different angles, like he's doing a massive decoupage.
Yeah. He's just one of those kids, Bobby. Just a regular American kid, right?
He's an odd goose with a bow tie and a top
and
hat.
a condom mobile.
I should go back and look at that.
So, yeah, he pulls the condoms down before she could see him, right? And then Anna's like, oh, your room's really dirty. You ever heard of a trash can?
He's like, yeah, but this one's full. I'm like, she needs to get out of here.
Well, she says, I'll help you clean it. Then we get a montage of... Shane, what the fuck is actually happening in this? Like, did you...
In this montage?
Yeah, like, this first part where they're, like, doing handstands with bricks?
Oh, I know exactly what it is.
Shane and Terry do that all the time.
Me and Terry, we're always fighting over the same girl, trying to murder each other, or
impressing her with your handstand bricks.
Horse rides.
Which one of you is the one with the condom mobile? It's Terry, right?
God damn it! Yeah. I mean, he's got the mics, and they're hanging above my head right now. I'm trying not to pay too much attention. Okay, but anyway, this scene, like I mentioned Double Dragon before a lot, mostly just because I really like to say a bobo. But this is exactly like the ending of Double Dragon. When you get to the end, you got to fight to the death over the girl. But in this one, they just kind of like do handstands, do some horseback riding.
They do handstands, but they're grabbing bricks with their hands and like then putting.
While maintaining the handstand, you need to take one brick at a time from a tower of bricks and reform the tower without falling
we do a
down.
lot with bricks.
So you take the top brick off, that becomes the bottom brick next to it, and then so on and so forth until you have recreated the tower.
Weird.
They are
This is like some
fucking built. That is all upper body strength and balance. Like that's what makes what happens.
While all this is going on, Tanner's just like, God damn those ass.
These kids are terrifying.
Dudes. That's what happened. That's why what happens later in this movie is so weird. Where they like, spoiler, they do training with Uncle Dave. It's these guys are already pretty fucking great at everything. So I don't really know why we have a training montage later in the movie.
What can Uncle Pigpen teach us?
Yeah. Yeah, does Dave ever take a fucking
He
shower?
always
This
looks
guy's
filthy.
dirty the whole goddamn movie. So
Even when he's not supposed to be anymore, he still just looks filthy.
yeah, we get like this whole montage of the brick thing. They're swimming, they're riding horses. There's a little jealousy, a little brotherly, rivalry. To
Weird little thing is that Annie is riding the horse bareback. Like I don't know why. The actress must just been able to be like, yeah, I can ride a horse bareback, and they're like, good, we don't have to rent a saddle.
Yeah, or they just said,
saves
hey,
money.
we ain't got no saddle. Just sit on it, it's fine.
But through most of this one-upmanship, Annie is just sort of politely smiling, like I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the point of all
Short
this
Round
is.
doesn't ride bareback. He's got so many rubbers. He's got to find crafts to do with him.
Shane, so filthy.
Well, he might be because he
Logging
used them
off.
all for his mobile.
Yeah.
You see, that's the great sadness of Short Round is he has all those rubbers but no time to love.
Wow. It was just sitting right there the whole time. And so then the next thing we see is that Anna's sleeping and Dad sneaks in the room and tries to strangle her.
Well, this is confusing. She's like she's sleeping, and then you see the dad like try to strangle her. Then she, without anything like alerting her to his presence, she like darts up screaming as if she was dreaming it. And then Dave runs in, and she's like, "Someone was trying to kill me or something."
Well,
And then we pan across the room, and there's Freddy hanging upside down in a condom mobile, and he goes, "We'll be right back."
but this is when I was like, wait, hold on a second. Uncle Dave is staying here too?
Yeah, they never mentioned why Uncle Dave needs a place to stay. It's because he sleeps in the fucking auto garage.
Yeah, so now they're both...
He sleeps under a car
He
in
just
his
Oscar
garage.
the Grouches across town. He didn't really work at that mechanic's place. Just anywhere there's
squatting.
Yeah, I doubt he worked there, man.
He's living. He's actually sleeping in Short Round's room in the trash can.
Oh, that's why it's full. It had all of his stuff in it.
So then the next day, they're just playing around in the yard. That's when Annie's playing with the dog, right?
Did you catch its name?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's Puppy.
What?
She literally says Puppy. Like she calls it Puppy.
Wow.
Annie's a real moron.
Yes.
Do you think she got to the set and she's like, well, what's the dog's name? And they're like, Puppy.
I was really pissed because I was looking out for the dog's name. I was like, God damn it.
By the way, this is the last time you'll ever see the dog in the movie,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So she's playing with it in the yard, and then all of a sudden, for no reason, the bank robbers just show up.
Yeah, they're just here.
And they're trying to kidnap her, but Short Round and Bro just kick their asses.
This is such a cool scene, honestly.
Yeah, where Bolo takes off his jacket and uses it as a whip and catches Bro around the neck and flips him.
I wish he'd have gone, get over here.
I was hoping he'd pull the fucking Bloodsport move on Bro at this point. Like, just...
throw salt in his eyes?
No, just do the neck snap or whatever that was. We don't need the character of Bro. He doesn't serve it. Yeah,
in fact, when we get to the finale of the movie, he just kind of, while everything's going on, he just sort of takes a jog around the building.
Yeah, can't wait to get to that. So, he uses it like some sort of whip and gets him on the ground. And you think they're going to lose, but no, they never lose a fight.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and then Short Round keeps Tank at bay with a garden hose.
Yeah, until Bobby.
Oh no, he pulled a little too hard and the garden hose came out. And then the fight goes down. People are flip-flopping everywhere. Mr. Boom gets in on the action.
Okay, yeah, he does, by the way. Grindbin All-Star... Oh, Grindbin Hall of Famer, Mr. Boom, makes his appearance in this movie.
Yeah, they dropped the boom for sure.
We should also say that... So, in a regular movie, you would have your heroes lose. Right? They would lose this fight. So that's why Uncle David says, like, you're not ready. You know, you need to train. Like, you need to be ready to fight these guys. No, they just kick their asses.
Yeah.
There's never any sort of, like, question if Bro and Short Round aren't going to, like, totally manhandle these bank robbers.
It's true. Bro and Short Round can easily whoop anybody in this movie.
Yeah. And they go at one point, like, so there's a big fight, but while that's going on, because then David shows up and he starts fighting Bolo, right? He starts fighting Bolo Medea. And while they're fighting, Short Round says, hey, check this out. I know how we can follow them. And he
ties a bucket of yellow paint to the trailer hitch on Tank's pickup truck.
Yeah.
Now, hold on.
That it'll drip, drip, drip and make a line that they can follow, like the footprints that Sherlock Holmes follows.
Now, you guys caught the boom mics. Did you not see the absolute blatant, when, I think it's Bro, he flips over a fence, and it's not cut out of the scene at all. You can see him land on a mat.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There's just like a mattress, the one that Filthy Dave sleeps on.
You know, in their defense, Shane, they're practicing martial arts all over the backyard. I imagine they have mats all over the place.
Right.
I'm sure that's what they were saying. The continuity guy was saying, it's like, we got mats that say, they're fine. They have them all over the house. Didn't you see the workout room where they kicked that hairy guy's ass? By the way, is he ever going to show up again?
No, after they bring Annie, he's gone.
They should have had a part where Harry got killed by these guys.
And then the brothers realize how much they cared about him.
Or not. Like, maybe they would for a second, and then there's like a big one-liner joke as they like high-five over his corpse.
Now, Dad really cares about Harry. Do you think he's like in on the operations too?
That would have been a nice twist or a nice reveal.
He has the pepperoni
or something.
Well,
he's like microchipped to his Punisher.
Guys,
yeah, right.
I think we know where Harry came from.
The woods.
No.
Oh,
Dad also killed his relative.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah. So.
That's funny because spoiler alert, I was going to make a connection between the van and this, where Harry is a relative of Bobby's.
Oh, looking forward to hearing that.
Do we actually know that his dad is actually Dad?
I was about to say that. We never see a wife.
Yeah. Did he also just kill his mom?
Mm-hmm. I think Mike's just collecting people's children.
Well, like, he doesn't want to, but there's always somebody there that's like, he's your responsibility now.
Wait, what is Bro's name?
Tony.
Yeah, so okay, Dad killed an Italian guy and had to take his son. It was like, I'm going to call you Tony because your dad was Italian.
Tanner, you know why he killed an Italian guy? Because he hates fucking pepperonis.
Yeah.
He said, "Where's the damn pizza?" And the guy had no answer.
Holy shit.
Oh, wait. Is Tony's dad the Noid?
Oh, my God.
I assume the Noid's Italian, right?
Imagine finding out...
Is Mike the Noid?
Hold on. Oh, my God.
That's why it's all about pizza and killing people, man. He's the Noid.
Imagine growing up and at the age of 20, you learn that your dad's the Noid.
My father was the Noid.
Jesus
He was
Christ.
an artist.
Oh God, I read that autobiography, My Father the Noid.
I listened to the podcast version.
Oh yeah, that's the 25-part podcast.
So the next scene we see is that the bad guys are just pissed at Tank because he didn't notice the paint can hanging from his fucking Tacoma all the way back. And that's when we get the great line when one of the goons says, "So they want to play games, huh? Well, the playground's open."
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Also, they just kicked your ass, dude. So then Bro and Short Round just watch Uncle Dave doing some martial arts workouts in the backyard. They're like, he's so cool. Then later on, Uncle Dave's just kind of... He's about to leave, and Bro and
He
Short
tries to
Round...
skip out in the middle of the night, and they stop him. And they're like, "Where are you going? We got stuff we gotta do." And he goes, "You know what? Annie's parents were killed for a piece of plastic pizza." He's trying to tell him, like, this is a bit beyond your pay grade, kids.
He goes, "I want you to stay home and not get hurt."
And they're like, "Well, teach us so we could all save Annie." And he goes, "Look, if you want to learn, you got to prove that you're worth it."
And so, to prove that they're worth it... Shane, can you explain this? You explained the brick thing. What the fuck?
Because I know you and Terry have done this.
Yeah. I'm sitting here right now on the bricks.
Wow.
I assumed when you guys went
Hit
to
the bricks.
I assumed when you guys went to the martial arts convention, they didn't have chairs for you. You just had to, like, put your shins on the bricks. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually
Come
just
on.
built chairs out of the bricks because we don't know what we're doing. But,
Oh, come on, guys.
Now I
No,
understand
so what they do
what
is
lesson they were trying to teach us there at Dragon Fest.
they you set one brick flat on the ground, another one at an angle, and you like lay your knees on them so that's just like digging in there.
It's like something you do at like a Catholic church, like
Yeah.
genuflecting
Oh,
type
God.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this supposed to do?
Toughens up your shins, man.
Just fucking ruins your knees?
Yeah, ruins your fucking
Yeah.
knees so you can't fight.
Yeah, exactly. No wonder Dave had some problems in a bit.
Yeah.
And so he's like...
His knees are all fucked up.
Yeah, he goes to the doctor. He's like, well, of course. What have you been leaning on bricks? So then, he makes them put their shins and knees on these bricks, and they can't really take it. And so Uncle Dave just kind of walks away, and he goes, look, I want you to just stay here and take care of Annie. As soon as Uncle Dave walks away, Short Round turns to Bro, and he goes, so let's take Annie over to Mickey's house.
And they're like, "Yeah, because we got to show Uncle Dave that we're worth it."
Oh, I'm sorry, Poochie's house.
Poochie, yeah.
Yeah. Because we got to show him he's worth it. Cut to, okay, so now we know why...
But we don't cut to Mickey's house.
No, we never cut to Mickey's house. And so we never actually know where Annie went. But we learn where Uncle Dave went, and I think he wasn't trying to solve any sort of crime, dude. He's just trying to,
trying to blow off steam.
Trying to get his groove on, man.
Yeah, because we're hitting the club, fellas.
Yeah.
We're hitting a club in Fontana that is still open to this day. It's called Harry C's.
Oh.
Guys, we have to go.
Holy shit, do you think Harry owned it?
That Harry's the club owner?
Well, his dad was until Dad killed him. Dad not only killed Harry's dad, he inherited the club and Harry.
He's taking all of the responsibility. Look, I have a son and I run a business.
Now, it must be the only dance club in all of Fontana, Tanner, because every character from the movie's here.
Yeah. I mean, have you been to Fontana? This is the only club in Fontana.
Because every bank robber is there, Dad is there, and Uncle Dave's just there sitting in a corner by himself, not even hanging out with his friend, Dad. Right? And now all of a sudden, Bro and Short Round come up, and they're here with Poochie?
Yeah, and he creates a diversion so they can sneak in.
So I guess Poochie's over 21 then?
But also, Poochie has a gig? This is the weirdest shit, man. Like, what the fuck actually happens? It's like we go in here, and they go,
This is so great.
oh, we're in the club, and then all of a sudden you cut to this DJ who may or may not be the same guy who was brushing his hair in a bank bathroom, and he says in the most monotone voice,
Ladies and gentlemen, make way as we introduce the man with all the moves. Let's hear it for Mickey. Do it, Mickey.
There ain't no mercy in the games I play. I'm exceptional in every way. Number one is what I aspire. Better step back. I'm breathing fire. Can't take the heat, step out of the sun. You gotta be hard just to be number one. Step up and bow your head to the master. I'm on the scene and ain't nobody faster.
Yeah, I love that the title of this film came from a breakdance song.
Yeah, which there's no breakdancing in.
And there's no other reason for this movie to be called that.
No?
No.
But we watch Mickey, so Poochie is now dressed up in some sort of like Michael Jackson type of getup.
Sort of half Michael Jackson, half Terminator.
I wrote that down.
He just does a few moves, and
to be fair, they're pretty boss moves.
And people are loving it. The crowd is going off. This dude is the mayor of this
now,
club.
when you're saying he's going off, you mean that just Short Round and Bro just run in and pop champagne bottles in the middle of the dance floor?
Yes, because the crowd's into it, and then these two assholes run in and start shaking up bottles and spraying everybody
They
down.
go like he won the NBA Finals. Like they're
and so
fucking running
rightfully
with a
so,
champagne bottle.
the club management goes, "Hey, get the fuck out of here!" And so they respond to that by throwing some kicks, and now it's on.
What was the plan?
This was the bull.
This is like when the Wand Squad did that drug deal.
Like, where did they even get the bottles of champagne? Did they bring those, or did they buy those? They got bottle service just to fucking pop the shit?
Oh, they didn't. I think they grabbed them off someone else's
They stole
table.
it from Harry. Today's Harry's birthday, and they stole it from
God.
him.
His family
Harry was
flew in
saving
for
those.
it.
Yeah.
Those were the special occasion bottles Harry's been keeping.
So they run
For
in.
when he finally gets up the gumption to ask that woman to marry him.
I mean, there was so much shit going on in this scene, it was hard to write notes. Like, they break into a club where Poochie apparently has an appointment to be a dancer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's performing at that club today.
Where Short Round and Bro ruined the performance, like you said, Bobby, real hot crowd, by running into the middle of the dance floor, popping champagne and shaking it all over the fucking place and squirting it on people.
Something
and
with a couple
rightfully fucking so, the club owner comes over and goes, "Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck is going on?"
And they go, "Oh, I'll get out of here." And they just start roundhousing people.
So again, who are the bad guys? Like Tanner said, I think Dad's a good dad.
He's a good dad.
And then you know what? Hey, we forgot to film the rest of the scene, so fucking cut to a strobe light where we do the rest of the fucking scene.
Well, no, this was for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nothing is going on.
I had to stop watching. I have epilepsy,
There's a fight.
and this was fucking me up.
Yeah, there's a fight, but you can't see anything.
It makes it very hard to see. But in the storyline, yeah, that is the point. I'm with you, Tanner. Because the person who runs in to fight in a gray jogging suit is Dad in his mustache.
Right. Because, if I knew someone for the last 15, 20 years of my life, if a strobe light turned on and they were wearing also a fake mustache, I wouldn't know who they were. Like,
well, as we learned from the bank robbery, you don't even need the strobe light. You just need the mustache.
Disguise.
The mustache is perfect, but however, there is a moment, if you look real hard during your epileptic seizure, you'll see that he gets his mustache kicked off for a bit.
Yes. And then he has to quickly reapply it.
And he has to fix it real fast.
This part
I missed
so
all
hard
this
to tell.
I
Because
missed
you
all
were
this.
shaking.
Yeah, well, I actually have epilepsy, so I had to stop the movie. And
Oh, you legit do?
Yeah, I
I'm
legit
sorry
do,
I'm
and
making
I-
fun of that.
Here he
right now.
goes
no,
again.
You guys tried to kill Shane. Jesus.
Yeah, this was a
That's
hit.
why... this is the part where Mike messaged you and said, "Hey, do you want to watch this?"
Start the movie at this timestamp.
Yeah.
No, I had to
I just
skip
sent it
over
with the timestamp in the link, too.
Yeah. No, but I was like, oh, fuck, I hate when this happens.
Turn off all the lights. Turn it on.
And so the fight's pretty back and forth until suddenly Dad kicks Uncle Dave in the knee and Dave goes down.
I don't really know how you can tell this is happening because it's very hard to tell with the YouTube copy
you have
of the strobe
you have to
lights.
time your blinks. If you time your blinks to go with the strobe, you're just watching it.
So, yeah, what happens is that Dave...
It's like a zoetrope.
Oh, okay. I gotta watch it again. So Dave, he gets injured, right? Kind of off screen.
Because we cut immediately to the hospital. The doctor's, he's got his knee all wrapped up, and the doctor's explaining, well, there's no fractures, but you got a lot of soft tissue damage. You're going to be on the shelf for about 6 to 8 months, and your dancing days are over.
And so, yeah, that's when he also said, he's like, I mean, what have you been doing? Leaning on bricks or something?
Yeah.
Jesus, there's clearly brick in your knees.
No, I think Uncle Dave's the one who says, so in other words, my dancing days are over.
And then the doctor reiterates it to him. He goes, yes, I do believe your dancing days are over.
And so he's confined to a cast, and oh my God, is this fucking incredible.
This is great, because immediately the kids are like, all right, since you're out of commission, will you teach us your style so we can go save the day? And he scoffs at it. And then we get into another montage.
Okay. In this montage, the first thing we see is Uncle Dave sitting on a pile of garbage. And
so his home.
Yeah.
He is at this point. He's living in like a home that's been burned down and hollowed out. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out if this was supposed to be the garage or if this was like a new location.
Well, does he know that Dad's a bad guy at this point, or
I can't keep track.
I don't think he knows yet.
So why is he not living at home anymore?
I think they need to keep moving Annie around because they know she's there.
Annie's at Poochie's house, dude. And if you go to Poochie's house, you're never coming out. What? Yeah, this whole movie, they're trying to hide Annie from the Noid, man.
That's how you avoid him.
So, no, he's sitting on a pile of trash in the middle of a hollowed out house, and then he just starts in anger pounding on his cast.
He's just punching himself in the bad knee.
Trying to will it better. And then he tries to practice.
It's like that workout guy who yells at his arms. Have you seen that guy on Instagram? He's like, I command you to grow.
I was hoping he would do like the Return of Street Fighter thing where like he just tears his bandages off, starts beating himself and spitting wine.
Just spitting booze on it?
Yeah, you know.
No, but he tries to practice, but it's not working. This damn leg won't let him fucking do a roundhouse anymore.
Ugh. And the boys come in while he's laying on the ground, and they go, hey, Uncle Dave, you want to teach us your style? He's like, oh, get out of here. I'm sick of your shit.
And so then Dave calms down a bit, and they help him up. And they're like, really, though, can you train us? And he goes,
they're like, watch. And they go get bricks, and they set him up again in position. And they get down on the bricks with their knees. And they go, we will stay here as long as we have to. And he goes, you can stay till you rot for all I care. And he walks out.
Yeah. And by the way, cue the rain machine.
Yep.
Because it starts raining in this hollowed out house. Cut to Uncle Dave just staring into the sky as like the sun comes up, and then he comes back into that hollowed out house, and Short Round and Bro are still on the bricks. They're gonna have knee problems when they get older too.
If not
and
now.
it occurred to me they'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me.
And so then Dave goes, you guys better get some rest because it's going to be a long day. Cut to montage. So, Tanner, you were wondering where Annie is? She's here now. She's watching the montage, right?
And what a great move we got here. The first part of our montage is we have nailed phone books to a tree, and we're just beating the shit out of these phone books, man.
Yeah. And Tanner, I've went over to your house once, and you were doing this bowling ball move.
Oh yeah, I like to work on my hand-eye wrist coordination. I feel like it's very important. Just like, arthritis for gamer wrist. I don't want to be an old man in a nursing home not being able to play with my Wii.
Because the move is you take a bowling ball and just kind of like palm it around your. And just like kind of whirl it around your body.
It's like a twisting move that you do around your whole hand, and then you kind of fling it off.
It looks like somebody's playing that game Bop It. You remember that thing? Like they're just holding one of those and just like instead, but it's just a bowling ball, and they're going all over the place.
And you end up throwing this bowling ball like you're casting a spell.
Now we make fun of it, but this actually winds up being like their super move.
That's very true.
When that actually happened, I was jacked like hell. When we got a bowling ball callback, I was like, no.
Now, one thing I'm very disappointed did not come up again in the final battle was the wearing of massive rings, bracelets.
Oh yeah,
like wearing like 10 bracelets on each arm and doing just like some wacky gestures with it. I'm very disappointed that didn't come back because I would love to know what that particular training move.
Well, he's clearly it's clearly
is used for
like some sort of eagle claw like style, and to get it at like so your wrist is at like the right angle. You want to have like a certain amount of rings, like. You want to balance the right rings.
I think he's just doing sassy hands with some bracelets.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like kind of the Bob Fosse's type lesson.
It's to make your jazz hands better.
So do you guys have any more of the montage, or can we move on to my favorite scene? After that montage is just Uncle Dave sitting alone at a table pounding back shots of whiskey by himself.
He's basically become Lieutenant Dan.
Oh, well, yeah, he does, because Bro and Short Round just come into the scene. They go, what was the Vietnam War like?
Yeah, they see a picture of him and their father in the Vietnam War, and Short Round says, I heard the Viet Cong were very sneaky.
Yeah, and Short Round actually says those Charlie were really sneaky.
Yeah, and at this point, and almost throughout the rest of the movie now, Tony is dressed like Vanilla Ice.
Dude, cool as ice.
So my notes just have him as Vanilla Ice moving forward.
So now he's not Bro anymore. He's become Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, he's
like
evolved.
a Pokemon.
Yeah. So that's when we learn... so this is when Short Round learns for the first time that he's from Vietnam.
He's like, oh, I'm Vietnamese. Now my name is kind of upsetting.
Dave...
Also, my accent is...
You know,
it makes a lot more sense now. Even though I was... Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
So that's when Uncle Dave goes, yeah, you're Vietnamese, and some lady from a village asked your dad to take care of you.
Yeah, she saved us, and in return, Dad vowed that he'd take care of you and get you out of this, war-torn area. And Short Round blows a gasket.
Yeah, he starts screaming. He's like, "That's bullshit! Dad said a completely different story." And I go, "Well, we don't know what story that was.
We never heard the first story." And so he's like, "You're a liar! Why would you just tell me the truth?" And he runs away crying, and his bro chases after him and goes, "You know what? No matter what, man, we're still brothers."
Yeah.
And they do the predator handshake.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to them punching phone books nailed to the tree, but they're doing it so much their hands are bleeding.
Oh, and in this montage, by the way, it had my favorite workout, which I'm going to do this at home, which is breaking a watermelon with your head while doing a sit-up.
That was pretty good.
Oh no, they were clapping it like from Riccio.
Okay.
They were doing the hand clap.
When I looked up from writing my notes, I swear to God, I saw a man do a sit-up into a watermelon and broke it with his head.
Yeah, when he sat up, he clapped his hands like Jax from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I just thought he did it with his head.
Just headbutted it?
Yeah, I was
part
like,
of the
dude,
training
that
is
is
just
awesome.
Uncle Pigpen smacking them with 2x4s. I don't know if this is... Is this
like
training, or is he just trying to destroy these children?
I think it's that one.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that's just him hitting them with sticks, and they do this thing where they're trying to break a stick that he's holding with both hands, like do a roundhouse, and it's not breaking. And he explains to him, it won't break because you fear it. And then upon being given that information, they easily break the sticks.
Yeah, because they don't fear it anymore. Then we do have the part where they fight blindfolded. Bro and Short Round fight each other blindfolded.
Yeah, you have to spar so you can get in tune with each other. It's what we do before every show.
Yeah, except Short Round cheats because he doesn't have the goddamn blindfold on.
Fucking Short Round.
And it just ends with this bizarre freeze frame of Short Round getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, what was that about? We get the Street Fighter, but then the goddamn cartridge froze, and we got to pull it out and blow on it.
Oh, man. And then you just get more scenes of them fighting over and over and over and over again. Then they're running on the beach while the sun sets. I just write
like
my
Rocky
notes.
and Apollo.
Yeah. But I write my notes at this point. I go, what's the point of this movie?
Yeah.
What is even something about pizza?
I think
this
the bad guys might have
really
the gold
long.
by now.
Yeah. That all happened off screen, which we'll learn later, Tanner. So Bro and Short Round run up to see Uncle David, right? So Uncle Pigpen, and they say, just for no reason at all, Uncle David goes, did some truck follow you here? And he's like,
no.
Wait, what? Is
Not
this
that we saw.
Are you watching a different movie, Uncle Dave? Or?
And he goes, well, I'm going to take Annie to a different hideout just in case.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
This is a hideout? Okay. Looks like you just found a hollowed out house at the beach and living like you usually do.
He's footloose and fancy free.
This is when I write my notes. I go, I think you should remove yourselves from Uncle Dave's life, boys. I think he's actually a legit psycho.
I think you were already stronger
think you're
before this.
better
I think
off.
he
he's
made you
grooming.
weaker with all of that, like, kneeling on bricks and beating you about the arms.
It'd be great if Uncle Pigpen was the actual bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the end, he's like,
He's revealed
yeah.
it was me all along, Short
It was
Round.
me, Short Round.
They both
Oh, son of a bitch.
They both try to fight Uncle Dave at the end, and both their ACLs tear.
Oh, no. Just the final fight ends with everyone laying on the ground.
He goes, well, shouldn't have leaned on those bricks, dumb shits.
That was on you guys. That was on you. So, this is getting into one of my favorite parts of the movie. When Tank comes rolling to his home, to his apartment in his pickup truck.
Is amazing.
And after he gets out, we discover that the boys have somehow ended up pitching a ride in the bed of his pickup.
Yeah.
This fucking scene.
I think that all checks out.
Yeah.
We also learned that Tank does not park very well. He's parked like 4 feet from the curb.
In the street.
Also, yeah, because we meet his mom, who is blind.
Yeah, it's interesting to see this. He lives in squalor. He's still living with his mom, but he got home just in time for his blind mama to make him his favorite dish. His favorite dish, you guys, consists of, from what I could tell, 2 bunless hot dog wieners, a pile of rice-a-roni, and some Eggo waffles washed down with
Just
an
like Mama
entire
used to
quart
make.
of milk out of the carton.
That sounds like a Monday. Yeah. Sounds like a Monday around here.
Like, maybe they could have given him an advance. Because this dude is eating ramen at his mom's house. Like, can he have, 1 gold brick for now?
Yeah, at least just shave off a piece of the brick, But no, while he's eating, Bobby, and this is his only enjoyment in life, right? He sits down, he finally gets to eat his meal.
In this moment, he is finally happy.
And all of a sudden, a fucking basketball flies through the window.
Smashes through the window and hits his food.
And I love this. He looks out the window at Short Round and Bro, and he goes, "Hey, don't you guys know how to throw a goddamn basketball?"
And they go, "Why don't you come down here and show me, big horse's ass?" And he goes, "Well, I will." And he goes outside. He runs out the front door and immediately steps on a nail trap.
Yeah, he does like the Daniel Stern from Home Alone.
Yeah. They've put a block with nails on it on his front door, so he has horribly injured his foot. And while you got his foot stuck to the nails, Short Round trampolines in through the open window.
Yeah, for no reason either, because then he'll just be...
I thought he was going to attack his mother.
Yeah, because the next scene, he's just back down on the ground.
Well, no, he trampolines into the house and then he immediately runs over to where Tank is and he shoves him down the stairs.
And then, okay... There's a big fight that breaks out, but did you see the one part where for no reason at all Short Round almost attacks his own brother?
Oh, well, I mean, he was swinging for Tank, but
But when he almost...
Tank moved and he almost hit Vanilla Ice and he's like, "Hey, him, not me."
And Short Round goes, "Nobody's perfect."
Right. And this fight culminates with a big kick that sends him into a chair that's been propped up next to a kiddie pool.
It's like the start of Muggsy's Girls.
Like, what the hell? And so he sits down in the chair and then slowly tips back, and they clearly didn't want to damage the kiddie pool. So he just sort of bends the side so the water rushes out a little bit.
Yeah, and then we just cut to upstairs later. Mama's...
Mama called while they were down there, and she was like, "What's going on out there?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm just seeing some friends." And they go, "Yeah, we're really close friends of his."
And so we're up later, and she's tending to his wounds, and she goes... "Even though I'm blind, I know these aren't your friends, Tank. Because friends
don't try to
tell
kill
me,
me.
who are these 2 young murderers?"
And then Tank just immediately starts crying, and he goes, "Mom, I robbed a bank."
"I'm terrible, Mom." And they're like, "Well, what are you going to do?" And the boys go, "Well, we've got a plan, but we need you to stay close to the gang like our guy on the inside. It's all going to be fine, Tank, but you need to help us."
And he's like, "Okay." And so they all
I guess
agree.
Tank's a babyface now.
Yeah. He made that turn. And so we go to Dad and, what's Mystery Woman's name? Jenny?
Abobo.
Dad and...
Bobo.
Yeah. Dad
Sam
and
Jones.
Abobo are hanging out by the pool. And then Jenny comes up and she says, "Dad, you haven't been paying enough attention to me lately." And he's like, "Look, there's been a lot of stuff going on around here. I don't even know where the fuck Harry is.
And my kids don't even know about you, so it's weird that you're at my house." I think you're overstepping. That's all I'm saying, Jenny. Is we've only been together for a little while, and I'm not ready for you to meet my kids. That's a big step in a relationship.
My kids are going to have questions, and the third one is going to be about the mustache.
And also, I have no idea where Dave or Annie went, so I don't know what happened to them. They just disappeared.
I've kind of lost control of this movie.
I never thought this would happen, but I'm starting to rethink the pizza idea.
Well, Jenny is, because she goes, "Look, I need some of that money because I got creditors calling."
Yeah. My house is starting to look like Tank.
I've got student loans.
And he's like, "Look, we can't just sell gold bars we stole from Fort Knox tomorrow. We got to wait till this shit cools down, okay?"
You got to follow through with the fucking pizza plan, all right?
And they're like, "Okay." Fuck it. They make out.
Yeah.
Then
best way to calm somebody
down.
Then
we go to Tank, Bro, and Short Rounds. This is the most fucking useless scene. They're in a restaurant where we have filmed in an entire restaurant with extras and everything.
So, yeah, we have shut down an actual restaurant so that we can film a scene.
They have been served food and everything. They're hanging out, drinking sodas and eating pizza. Ironically, eating pizza. Domino's only. And so,
of course,
they're just sitting there, and Tank goes, this is one line in the whole scene, as he just goes, well, we can't do anything until you find that missing piece of pizza. Cut. We set up an entire scene in a restaurant just for that one line. And I write, you could have just done that in the last scene with Tank.
All this scene does set up is where Alan is, because Alan called a meeting, and we established that Uncle Dave has the final slice of pizza, and that Alan owns a bar at the beach.
Yeah, this all could have been established when Tank was getting tended to by his mom.
Yeah, could have done that in that room.
But now Short Round and Bro, they show up at some bar asking for Alan, Tanner, take it away.
Tanner, please. What kind of bar is
this bar? My God, I went on I'm on a bunch of Tiki Facebook groups. I did screenshots, and I was like, hey, I watched this movie with this weird-ass kind of tiki bar in it, filmed in 1990. It's filmed mostly in the Inland Empire. Does anyone know what this bar is? Nobody. But this thing, it is it's like, you ever been to a TGI Fridays where there's just shit everywhere?
Oh, yeah.
That's this bar, but a little bit more nautical themed. And for some reason, a suit of armor.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got...
There's another theme.
So a beautiful, lava rock fountain in the front lobby that they walk through. Vanilla Ice and Charlie. They go in.
And Short
Round. They go up to the bar where there's some...
it's funny.
Go ahead.
I was going to say about the decor. There's a Thai restaurant near my house that is similarly decorated. There's a suit of armor in the corner, and there's a bicycle wrapped in Christmas lights. And it's just random shit like that. The difference, though, is the staffing. What makes this bar significant?
It's supposed to be a reveal. It's very clearly supposed to be a reveal. But if you've ever seen a little person in TV or movies, real life, you know what they look like. Their proportions are different than the average size person.
And you immediately notice this bar is entirely staffed by dwarves.
Yeah. And so we've got our underage I almost said antagonist. Our underage protagonists.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, you're right.
They're gonna try to get some information on these bartenders. These bartenders are having none of it. They're like, get out of here. We're not
and the
babysitters.
Bartenders are giving them shit for being young.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, looks like we got a little problem here, pal. Haha.
And we call over to their boss, who is also a little person. And this actor, I know I've seen him in stuff, but I can't.
It's F. Minnie Abraham.
How dare you? How dare you? WWE Minis Division, the great Academy Award nominated actor F. Murray Abraham.
Oh, God.
But he's dressed like a little gangster pimp with a pimp cane.
He's dressed like Dolomite. If Dolomite had a baby.
The littlest Dolomite.
But what ends up happening is we get this fight breakout.
Oh, with the lines here. You have to insert the audio here.
Please.
Where it's I think it's time for a rub down, and then
calm down.
Then little Dolomite says, yeah, it's time for some physical education.
Now get lost. We're not kids. Now where's Alan?
Where is he?
Hey, Nick. We got a couple of small problems over here.
What can I do for you boys?
We're looking for Alan.
Alan? There's no Alan here. And we don't serve milk and cookies.
Well, if he's not here, then we'll come back later.
Not so fast, guys. You don't mess around here and then leave.
I think it's time for a little rub down, boys.
Yeah. I think it's time for a little physical education.
I think we have a little problem, too.
Piece of cake.
And then the big reveal of the dwarf bartenders jumping up on the bar, which of course sends our protagonists into guffaws. And like, oh, I think we have a little problem here too. But hey, spoiler alert, these dwarves can go. And we get a martial arts teenagers versus dwarves fight scene.
Now look,
pretty intense.
And I thought for sure that they were going to make short work of them.
I think that was a little on the nose, Bobby.
This is maybe the happiest moment of my life is when I watched a movie where I got to see Short Round get in a martial arts fight with
someone shorter and rounder.
This is like, I'm just watching this going, this is unbelievable. Like, I couldn't have made this up as a joke on the show. Like, if I had said, like, imagine a movie where, like, Short Round goes into a bar and fights a bunch of little people.
Like, at this point, I'm almost expecting Robbie and his damn air horde to show up.
And by the way, the little people hold their own, and at one point, the mini Dolomite guy trips Short Round through a fucking fish tank or something.
Yeah, like, they finish this fight, and that includes taking one of the bartenders and sliding him down the bar, breaking all the glasses. The old Western move.
Oh, there's a lot of, like, we use the little person like a child type of...
Oh, yeah, they did, like, a curling move with one of these guys. And, but yeah, I couldn't make out that they got tripped intentionally. I thought that Short Round just tripped over something as they were walking.
He puts the pimp cane out.
Okay, that makes sense, because to me, it looked like he just suddenly ate it through an aquarium, and they didn't even address it.
He goes face first into an aquarium.
Like, through both sides, like, straight through it. And that's when Alan pops up, finally, and he goes, hey, you messed up my place.
Hold on. Do you think this character knew his name? Because he just shows up in the scene, Bobby, and the line that I have written down that he says is, he goes, Alan, you messed up my place.
Well, I thought they shouted Alan.
I thought that he said it like... like that he said both lines.
But the weird part about this to me is they came here looking for Alan. The second they see Alan, they book it.
Yeah.
Like, no, you were looking for Alan. The second there's Alan, they run.
Also, the damnedest thing, this bar is also located right next to the same beach that the hollowed out house they've been staying at is in.
Yeah. Suddenly we have, like, tumbleweeds across it of an empty field.
This looks like the frickin' cliff in Malibu where they threw Donnie's ashes off of in Big Lebowski.
And so they're squaring off with Alan, and Vanilla Ice turns to Short Round and goes, give him the pizza. And Short Round goes, no, not yet. I want to try some of the moves Uncle Dave taught us.
Also, why the fuck do they have the pizza with them?
Well, they want to give it to Alan because now they have a man on the inside.
Okay, so the plan is to give the pizza to Alan...
so that they can all bring their pieces together, form Captain Planet, and have him open the vault.
Perfect. So he tasked these children with doing that.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, as they're squaring off, they lean over and whisper to each other, bowling ball.
Which, by the way, don't you think that would have been more appropriate with the little people?
Aw.
I mean, it was building up to it. We ran one of the guys down the bar and broke all the glasses. You don't think they could have rolled a guy? Just saying, dude. It was right there. Anyways,
Tanner's about to be very short with you.
Anyways, they do the bowling ball on the full size man. They do it on Alan.
Yeah, they grab his head and they each do it. They like pass him back and forth for a second. It's a pretty cool little super.
It doesn't
move.
even work.
It doesn't do anything.
If you tried to do this to somebody in real
him.
life, you would just be like petting their hair.
He's like, what the hell are you doing, man? And so they get tired of trying these moves, and they take the pizza out, they kick it down a hill, and Alan goes chasing after it.
Yeah, and he gets it.
And that's that scene. Meanwhile, at the swamp headquarters of the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, so they meet up to celebrate. So the goons meet up to celebrate with Dad, and they all celebrate getting the last piece of pizza. A champagne bottle is popped.
Have you guys noticed, though, that the pizza slices now have toppings again?
Yeah. Oh.
They were cheese pizza when he made the keys, and now
Bobby,
they've each got pepperoni.
I think you should quiet down about the Noid.
Come on.
You don't want him to come into your house, dude. Just don't pay attention to it.
I just heard a noise.
The Noid.
I thought it was alone.
The Noid might be like the new Freddy, man.
Oh man, Noid's nightmares.
You ever eaten a Domino's? I've had a Noid nightmare.
Oh.
I think we've all had a few Noid nightmares.
So that's
And so yeah, they got all the pieces together now with pepperoni, and so everyone's gonna sleep over tonight.
Yeah, they all hang out at the same house at Dad's house.
Well, because Dad went, okay, now that we got all the pieces together, I'll go ahead and I'll whip up those keys with this mold. And they're like, well, we're gonna stick around so that you don't just go get the gold on your own.
It actually makes sense though. I guess when you think about it, they're all going to have to spend the night. But during the night, there's a part where Bolo sneaks into a room and sees Tank on a phone, and he's suspicious.
Alan saw.
Okay, so Alan saw Tank on the phone. He's very suspicious. But then we cut to Dad, and he's in his bed.
He's called the cops.
By the way, is Jenny
there.
right next to him?
Yeah, she's in on it.
So she hears him go. He calls
hard sleeper
into the cops. He says, "I want to report a bank robbery." Oh, not right now.
Information about
not
that
right
bank
now.
robbery.
I mean, from a while ago. Remember those people that stole all those gold bars? Yeah.
Well, they're meeting tomorrow at the old oil refinery.
Yeah. And so then we just cut to the bad guys meet up with their pizza key, right?
Yeah.
They put the pizza key in the safe. Then the cops show up right as they're about to open that safe.
Yeah, the helicopter starts circling and everyone panics. And Alan goes, well, I know who snitched. It was Tank.
And then Dad just takes out his gun, and Tank's just like, no, man, please, Dad, don't kill me.
He's like, I didn't snitch on anybody. He shoots him, and of course Tank flies through a window because everyone has to fly through something in this
And this
movie.
is just more blood on Short Round's hands. They brought him into this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, you're right.
It's all on Short Round. He was out. He was good. But then they finally get the vault open, and what happened?
Oh my God, Dad took it. He took it off screen.
The gold bars aren't in the vault.
Yeah.
Were they ever in the vault? Think about it.
Oh,
it's a mystery,
Tanner.
huh?
Makes you wonder.
This one I rate. This is way too convoluted for a movie with just Short Round doing karate kicks. Anyways, Bro and Short Round and Annie just show up to the scene, and I go, why is Annie here? Like, why would you bring her to danger? But they do. And so then Bro and Short Round fight Alan at this point, right? And it's
level
they
1.
eventually win by just like kicking dirt in his face and then kicking him against a
Cheaters.
rock. Yeah. The old pocket sand.
And then we go to level 2 up on the catwalk where they fight Bolo.
Oh, yeah.
And Bolo stops for a second during the fight, and he does his little pec flex, his little bounce 3 times. Now, that's when you're supposed to jump kick him and you get a power-up. But fortunately, these kids know this.
Yeah, because
they've read the strategy
That's
guide.
when you think like, oh shit, Bolo's like, he means business, man. You're right.
Yeah.
He did that Soda Popinski move from Punch Out.
It's like when Piston Honda wiggles his
yeah,
eyebrow.
You're like, uh-oh. But no, Bro and Short Brown just win. Barely even try.
Yeah, they leave him dangling from a catwalk. I thought that would be a more significant fight.
Chong Li from Bloodsport just fucking unceremoniously gets his ass kicked by Short Round in this movie.
And so then we cut to Short Round hiding in like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater warehouse level.
Oh,
he's like in the giant industrial fan room.
because I put the end of Willy Wonka.
Oh, right. He's in the fizzy lifting room. And he overhears Dirty Uncle Dave and Dad explaining the movie so far.
Yeah, when he comes down there, he hears like that they're arguing with each other, and Jenny's there, and she's gonna shoot Uncle Dave.
Yeah, she pulls a gun, and that's when Short Round goes, no! And he dives in, and he kicks her face into a pole.
So more blood on Short Round's hands.
And Dad turns around and goes, how dare you turn against me? And he's like, I didn't turn against you, Dad. I just wanted to make sure Uncle Dave didn't die. And Dad's not having it, so he throws a punch and a kick, and he starts wailing on Short Round. And Dirty Uncle Dave goes, oh, you son of a bitch. How could you beat a kid who doesn't fight back? Just like you killed his mother at Nam.
Way to go, Uncle Dave.
And Short Round just was like, wait a second, is that true? And Dad says, yes, and I have no regrets. And if anybody tries to stop me, I will kill them.
Now the limit to Short Round's power is off.
Okay, now the cuts on this...
This is when RoboCop overrides his program.
Okay, did anybody else...
This was Dick, you're fired.
Yeah. Did anybody else get confused at this point? Because the dad goes, if anybody else tries to stop me, I'll kill them. And then he walks outside. I thought it cut to him walking outside and immediately getting arrested, which I was like...
Because we next show Alan getting thrown on the ground by the cops, and you thought that was Dad?
It's very like dark where Alan is standing, so I thought it was Dad. I was like, that's the greatest end to a movie I've ever seen. He goes...
But yeah, Alan gets... thrown on his face by the cops. He's getting taken out. Meanwhile, Dad, who had walked out of the scene, suddenly tries to kill Short Round and Dirty Uncle Dave with a crane.
Yeah, he's got like playing claw machine now.
He's got like just a bunch of rebar held by this claw. He tries to drop it on him.
Then that doesn't work, and then he fucking plows through a wall with a giant tractor now,
He becomes Wile E. Coyote here, where he has all these plots.
And he comes in with an
that
Acme
don't
rocket.
pay off.
And there's one part where, At one part, Short Round just goes, Dad? And he goes,
Oh,
no,
man.
boy, don't call me Dad. Get ready to meet your mother in hell.
I cannot begin to describe
Oh, shit.
how insane this scene is. Fucking Short Round is in this most brutal fucking fight with what's supposed to be his father. He is covered in blood. This man is about to murder him. It's nuts. I can't.
And he's about to. Short Round is about to deliver the Ricky O death blow. He's about to punch his jaw off his face, but he hesitates because it's his father who raised him, and so because he hesitated for a second, his father kicks him in the balls.
And at this point,
you get to see a guy kick Short Round in the balls.
And at this point, we're wondering, where the fuck is Bro?
Right.
Yeah, he's probably making out with Annie. Am I right?
I'm wondering that too. And so their fight continues, and I love what they did with the audio here, like the mix, because there's a shotgun blast with every strike that lands. It's like playing Street Fighter. It's just. And Dad goes to kill Uncle Dave, but suddenly Short Round comes running in with the big shotgun drop kick, both feet, John Woo. Because from this point is where we cut to Vanilla Ice, who's been doing a light jog around the building, I guess. Because he's just outside alone, kind of trotting around, looking through the window, and he looks in just in time to see Short Round do a straight-up Liu Kang bicycle kick. Like they did wire work so he could do it. He did the and like hit him with multiple kicks before landing.
So that's when, like, apparently Uncle Dave
That's when the
somehow
cops
gets
bust in.
out. Then he pushes Dad on the ground. The cops show up. And then Bro runs in and he goes, what the fuck is going on?
And the cops are taking him away. They're like, he's a suspected felon.
The cop has an amazing line where he goes, well, this man's a suspected criminal.
Mm-hmm. So we gotta take him, son. I'm sorry.
Yeah, gotta take him.
And so Vanilla runs over and grabs Short Round by his bloody shirt. And he goes, how could you do that? Give me back my dad. And then we do the weirdest wipe from here.
What the fuck is this?
This is
It's
so
like
weird.
from the center out to each side, like opening a book. It's just this weird, like, hey, what?
To the
'Cause that was
California
part of the
Karate
plot.
Tournament.
Yeah, you thought this movie was over when the plot resolved itself, but no. No, we've got an epilogue, brother versus brother.
You almost forgot they were supposed to go be in the championship. So we start with Vanilla Ice, and he starts by cheap shotting a guy during the opening bows, and the crowd's not having it. He's heeling out big time. The crowd's booing. But
Well, yeah, dude, you need a good heel, right?
And so it's
Because
just
Short Round's your baby face for sure.
no question. And we're building toward the final round of this King of the Ring tournament. But we're basically fast forwarding through all the preliminary rounds because it's just the Moore brothers, the fighting Moore boys are just wiping the floor with everybody, including some weird growling guy.
Yeah, and we should say, like, this epilogue is like 10 minutes long. It's really long. Like, you thought the movie was over.
Yeah. And so the way this all culminates is it comes down, obviously, to the two Double Dragon guys ready to fight. And Short Round won't fight Vanilla Ice. It's doing that whole, like, I'm not going to fight my brother Owen.
And when he refuses to fight, when that karate man comes over, I love this line, as he looks at me and goes, hey, you're going to be deducted 1 point. And if you don't get back up there and fight, you'll be disgraced and banned for 1 year. And Bobby, you know what I wrote? Now we finally know how somebody gets sent to Warrior Island.
That's it. It's the people who refuse to fight in the final round of the tournament in California.
For all these years, we're wondering, how does one become a disgraced martial artist? We finally figured it out.
Oh, God, I want the sequel where Short Round gets sent to Warrior Island.
And Cameron Mitchell has to kill him with a rocket launcher.
And so he heeds that warning, and he finally starts hulking up, and they're really going hell for leather on this thing. This is like I said, it's like you're playing Street Fighter. They're doing sonic booms, they're doing hurricane kicks, and finally, Vanilla Ice is going for the big final kick, and it kind of goes in slow motion, and Short Round decides to let him hit him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Roundhouse to the face,
and he just drops his guard, sees it coming, and just lets it come. And it hits him so hard, he spits blood out of his mouth. His necklace goes flying off. And then he just hits the ground, just completely, I thought, dead.
Okay, I thought the end of this movie was that he killed Short Round. And I was
just
like,
gonna roll credits
this
on
is
that.
the fucking greatest ending to a movie.
I thought it was going to be A League of Their Own ending, where Gina Davis purposely drops the ball and loses the game for her team so her sister can have the big win. I was like, oh, he's just going to take it. He's going to let his brother, even though he's being a douche, win the tournament and take it.
And that's what he did.
He's the real hero here.
I thought this would have been incredible if he killed his own brother short round.
Because they do that's when he snaps out of his rage, when he sees short round on the ground, just like covered in blood again. And he's all, Charlie, wake up! And they're checking on him, and that's like, to Mike's point, I wanted them to just look up and go, he's dead.
Yeah,
like the credits roll.
Like the Twilight Zone, I broke my glasses in the apocalypse type of ending.
But short round slowly starts to come to. His eyes are only barely open, and they hold hands in the Predator handshake, and he goes, "Congratulations, you're the champ."
Yeah, I booed when he woke up.
Oh yeah, but the crowd all cheers for this, and the movie ends on this asshole holding up a trophy.
And freeze framing of them just holding it together.
White
I like
excellence.
To think that
Am I right,
they
fellas?
explained to the audience. They're like, listen, these two brothers have been through a lot. Like, so it's okay. Like, he can be a dick. Like, go ahead and cheer for the dick brother. He's been going through a lot. Like, they love each other. It's good. Their dad was a bank robber. Did I mention that? Like a whole preamble before the final match.
Yeah, his dad's golden boy. So don't mess with him. So do you guys recommend this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we need to even go through it.
I think we're all on
recommends.
the same page. This is amazing.
But we're running long here. Do you guys hear that sound?
Sure do, Mike.
How do you think Bobby and DeVito fit in the world of breathing fire?
I don't think that Dad moved the gold bars. I think when we opened the vault, everyone was very confused to find it empty. And needless to say, hey, Bobby, I got the money again. And I think there's going to be a bright, shiny 1991 Straight Arrow 2 rolling down the boulevard.
Holy shit.
Partially bought with stolen Nazi gold. And the two of them just go on to live high on the hog, baby.
Love it. I think that, I know we think that Dad was at the top of this organization, but there was actually there was another golden boy, if you will.
Oh.
And he drives a golden yellow van.
Who do you think had the idea about the pizza?
Oh, you want to have pizza? And, he always hangs out at that pizza joint. And like Tanner said, there was that yellow van as they drove away. So he knew where they were the whole time. But the new golden boy, who's Bobby, his move is that he carries around a toilet with him wherever he goes on a chain. And when he wants to finish a guy, he pisses in that toilet and dunks their head in it. Gives them mobile golden boys just right in the back of the straight arrow. So that's mine. Oh, and DeVito plays like a gimp type character, like in Pulp Fiction. The guy.
DeVito's sleeping.
Okay, so
Guess you better go wake him up then, huh?
for long periods of this movie, we don't even fucking see Annie. Whenever she loses the pizza, it's just gone. So we can surmise that she must be with Poochie for a lot of this, because they say, oh, let's take him to Poochie's house. So she probably spent a lot of time there. But Poochie, he's a man of action. He's a man on the go. He's got gigs to fulfill. He can't be babysitting fucking Annie all the time. So he calls up his boys from Malibu, saying, hey, I got this broad. Can you show her around town while I'm at work? And I think the reason why Annie doesn't have many lines later in the movie is she is so traumatized from her experience with her other caretakers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who can blame her, man? We know what goes on in that van. Tanner, what do you think?
All right, so that van in the background of the scene where Uncle Dave and Annie make their escape in their van made me think that Uncle Dave, he wasn't living at an auto shop. He was living in the back storage area of a car wash.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, boy.
And DeVito and Bobby, they are kind of like the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of this movie, where they are constantly in the background. They are anything that doesn't make sense. They're like, how'd that character know that? It's because off screen, Bobby and DeVito gave that information or had to do something. So very similar to yours, Mike. Bobby and DeVito, because Golden Boy, he was stuck at the house with all the other bank robbers. He made another phone call to his backup, and they went and they stole the gold bars. And they're just waiting for a call from Golden Boy about where to take the bars now. but oh, he got arrested. Half the gang is dead or also in jail. So Bobby and DeVito just have all the stolen Nazi gold in the straight arrow. So again, much like yours, they get to live high on the hog, and they get to go on all their wacky adventures. They maybe add the submarine package to the straight arrow, like we've discussed before on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Sky's the limit. They got the money.
Love it.
They will always have the money.
Well, thanks again for joining us on another episode of the Grindbin. Tanner, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on my website, bymichaeltanner.com, where you can find my comic books and graphic novels and my short stories. And you can learn all about me and my awesome comics and writing. And I don't have any conventions coming up. So, just find me
look
there.
for your local martial arts convention. Tanner will be there.
You'll find me there.
And Shane, what's it? Bandcamp.com/Trampire?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not me. It's him. Okay, it's Terry.
Look, it's Trampire, hashtag Trampire 2018. It's the year of the Trampire.
2018?
No,
he has
it carved on
it's
his desk right
2018,
here.
guys.
Trampire 2019. I don't know why he went with that. He's...
Well, I'm starting the hashtag 2018. So. And Bobby, everybody knows you can find us on this show, but they can also find you on a recent live episode of Bombs Away.
Absolutely. I appeared on their most recent live show. It's for an episode of Chopping Mall that they did live at the Frida Cinema in Santa Ana. So go over to their show, their Bombs Away podcast, and take a listen. It was a lot of fun.
At this point, it's a couple weeks old. Listened to it just this week. It was great. So definitely check that out, guys.
And you'll be hearing from those guys in the near future on our show as well.
Oh, of course. And you'll get some classic Bobby bits on that Chopping Mall episode. That's for sure. So you can find us on grindhillsfilm.com or Twitter at grindpod. Grindbin Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere else. And rate and review this show and give
check
5
out our
stars.
Patreon.
Yeah, check out our Patreon. There's extra episodes on there for $2 a month. We just did a Urkel Jerks, which was a lot of fun.
Did it. Episode 1 of Urkel Jerks, as well as, we're continuing our journey through the Noid's Nightmares.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely be getting
Freddy's
more
Nightmares, going episode by episode through the ill-fated and poorly made early 90s Tales from the Crypt style horror anthology show, much to Mike's chagrin.
For now on, it's going to be, we're going to watch Freddy's Nightmares, and we're all going to have to order Domino's Pizza.
Oh, that even scares me.
I mean, Domino's has gotten better. It's gotten better.
Well, they had a whole campaign about that. I used to love that. Back in 2010, they had this whole ad campaign of just like, we hear you, we know we suck, we're working on it.
I love that campaign. We really suck bad. We know.
And if you pan down, the Noid is just being held in an underground cellar, trying to break the fuck out to say, stop denigrating the name of my good pizza. Fuck you.
And on that note,
Bobby, give him a golden boy.
Hey, Bobby, I got the money.
Yeah, I mean the key. But you're a hooker.
Get that goddamn thing out of your mouth.
I said it, knocker.
I don't know.
Spooky got no real rhythm.
We're
gonna play a little game, baby.
I just love fun and games. Get a little girl all hot and horny.
This is Los Angeles.
How the hell would women live? I'm horny. And maybe Daddy wouldn't have had to kill himself because he couldn't get it up anymore.
What a shame.
Come on, just step on the gas before we get creamed.